Hey guys, Pandy351 here, and it's another part of this nonsense. There are a few people here in the VC with me that are going to be more actively talking because I'm gonna be honest, I'm tired of this shit, but also I'm just straight up tired. I just woke up to kind of this. So, yeah, I'm not about to have a good time. So, here's the thing. Before I even touch this, I've been told a little bit about what's in this video, and I'm gonna I'm gonna watch through it all. We're gonna get through it all. But first off, I want to say this: that if there is literally no evidence to prove she's not in this, and the only evidence she has is that I don't have enough evidence, we're gonna have a bad time. Mostly
Somebody's
because
forgetting the burden of proof.
Yeah, mostly because you don't get to say it's not enough evidence now. Like you have to prove that the evidence that's there is wrong. That's how that works. Um and if you don't understand that, then maybe it is because you do and you're lying, which is more likely the case. But also, I want to point out that if you guys haven't seen, there was a community post made, probably the last community post that was made before this video will be posting. Because there is some stuff there as well about more of what Arya did personally to me. That if that is just excused away by a mental disorder, like it sounds like it's about to be, I'm going to lose it. Because I'm seeing these tabs here, these arguments that Arya put in the description for different things, and one of these isn't even like a proper medically cited source. It's fucking I got a pop-up from it. This is ridiculous. There are so many fucking ads on this, and it's just good grief. Good grief. Oh, and she used the dictionary definition of homophobia and racism, so that's going to be a joyride and a half. So, anyways.
Hey guys,
Oh, I heard Clayton. I forgot to mention. Yep. So Clayton said he's no longer working with Arya. And I've been informed that this video says he's not working with Arya. However, they're still friends. And I think, Clayton, because I know you're going to be watching this, you missed the point. I think you really missed the point. Because what this tells me is that you're going to be working with Arya, but now in secret. Which still makes you bad for supporting a pedophile. Like, I don't think you understand how this works, Clayton. Also, he did either after this recording or sometime before. I'm pretty sure it was before. Clayton got somebody to reach out to me asking if we could talk because he's no longer working with Arya. And depending on how this video goes, it really depends on whether we're going to talk. Because if this video is the way it is, unless there's public statements made, yeah, we're gonna have issues. There's no way I'm gonna sit in a VC with him. No siree. Oh, hey, microwave!
Howdy.
So, the video.
this video is going to be containing a bunch of trigger warnings.
Oh.
This video, I'm not even gonna, it will include very, 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 very sensitive topics, including, unliving, self-harm.
Unliving. Okay. All right.
Pedophilia.
Long pause.
homophobia, racism,
Ugh.
domestic violence, and other triggers. If you are uncomfortable watching this type of
So I'm gonna preface this because I can hear this now in her voice. She has probably forced herself to cry for about an hour or so before this video, at least, because you can kind of hear the wobble from somebody who's been crying. Arya used this a lot in VCs, a lot, get her way. I mentioned this that she was like pressuring about the art on Toy House. This was kind of the reason why I got socially pressured in a VC, because she started like crying over it. That happened a lot. So, here we go. You want to say something out loud, buddy? Tails, you want to say something out loud?
I can definitely confirm that he, uses that tactic because he's done it to me since I've known her.
Yep. And Microwave says same. Whoops. Yeah, no. So there's a good chance that if she starts crying, I'll have to pause because I am personally a people pleaser. It really does like upset me when people cry, which is 90% of why she got away with what she did. Because she would cry in a VC and I'd get really uncomfortable. Don't worry, I could be mean. Thank you, Save. Thank you.
I am here to keep things focused.
Thank you very much.
material, I suggest you click away for now.
Yes.
This is an explanation video of my side of
Okay.
everything.
No, let her
I'm
cook.
recording this part after the video. So that's why I'm kind of like on the verge of crying because that was a lot.
Wait, what was
So
she
that's
saying?
why after the everything, an explanation video of my side of everything. I'm recording this part after the video. So that's why I'm kind of like on the verge of crying.
Oh, okay, so she's already recorded the video, and she's inserting this part at the beginning.
Okay, so what that sounds like to me is that she did probably some editing in this video.
Yeah.
Which means it's going to be the best of what it could it could be, quote unquote. Quote unquote, the best of what it could be.
This is the highlight reel. We know for a fact some stuff was cut out. Which also,
Actually,
me,
wait,
says,
she has done that to me. Never mind. Oh no!
Here's what I'm going to say.
Oh
just
no,
to preface.
friend. Okay, so that's 3.
We don't have access to the editing timeline, but what we can say is that if she is, at the very least, putting something at the beginning, we know this isn't just one take. We don't know this is one unbroken take, so be wary of any quick cuts or long pauses that could happen while sat on a blank screen.
Yeah, which means that at the very least, this could, these are going to be the best takes that she can possibly make to make herself look the best. Which, she's just going to have to make herself look good for this.
Let's see what she says.
To say.
There's a
The
lot.
video is, I think, like an hour and 10 minutes or so. Anyway, you have been warned. Please do not watch if any of these things trigger you. Thank you.
Well,
Hey guys,
see the
it's
quick.
AryaFein here. I didn't think I'd be here today. I'm gonna start out by saying that...
Of course you did. You didn't think you were gonna get caught.
I'm not gonna play victim here.
Wait.
This video...
I want to make note right now. Hang on. You know what? We're gonna grab a notepad. Hold up. We're grabbing a notepad. Hang on. I'm gonna make it so you can't see what I'm doing real quick because I don't want anyone to see any spoilers from any other documents, any other notepads. Okay, there we go. So notes on Arya's video. I just want to What timestamp are we at?
That I'm not gonna play victim.
Okay, so it's about 1:40. So 1:40. Oh, nope, not up there. 1:40. I'm not going to play victim. If at any point in time she claims that she's playing victim, I'm gonna just come over and highlight that and then keep going. Because at this point, I don't think I can make an argument here. She's not the victim. The only reason
reminder,
she was
she's
hurt
not gonna be
in
over.
this, the only reason she would be hurt by any of this is because later on she said she was following the leader. Oh God. Oh no. This is gonna be a shit show. I can already
Yeah, the
feel
implication of I'm not going to be the victim is I'm going to take accountability for my own actions.
Yeah.
So
unless she says, hey, I did these things and I'm kind of a shit person for it and I'm sorry, then that is playing the victim. So, yeah, no. We'll see how far that goes. So, again, like I said, if at any point in time it gets stated, I'm just going to highlight that and we're going to keep going because I'm not going to make this point repeatedly because I've already made this point before. You can't play the victim when you weren't the one hurt in the first place. That's not how that works. Suddenly you're hurt now because others got hurt. Whoop-de fucking doodah.
Here. This video is mainly gonna be about confession. The things
it's gonna be about confessions. Ooh.
I did wrong.
Okay.
This is also gonna be a video about what I didn't do wrong.
You're already
let her cook.
Okay, anyway.
So, let's start out with what I did do wrong. Many of you know that, and from what you guys have seen throughout the videos across different platforms, that I did something very bad and
really?
very messed up. And I will admit, I was wrong. And no, I'm not going to play the victim.
Okay.
I'm waiting for her to say specifically the thing that she did wrong.
Yeah, she did the okay throughout every public statement of what she did. Every time she talks about it, she just says what everyone's saying is true, except for the pedophilia. She never flat out answers what she did wrong. Also, did she say no longer play the victim? Hold on. What?
And very messed up. And I will admit, I was wrong. And no, I'm not going to play the victim.
Okay. No, that's not. Okay. Just make an apology, but she's not specific on what she said other than I'm sorry for making blank uncomfortable. It's beyond making me uncomfortable, though. Hold the fuck. Okay.
What I did was inappropriate. It was wrong. And I hurt not just one person, but many people.
Okay.
Yes. You heard me right. I hurt people.
Yeah, okay.
And I feel very bad for it.
Yes, you should.
I went to
I don't think you do, but as you should.
The hospital 3 times in the past.
Real quick.
Since
Yes, what's up, Ari?
I just, no matter what, she's not saying what she did. She's just saying, oh, I did really terrible things. She's not saying what she did.
Does she never specify what she did wrong?
So, at least in the part that, I had seen, in this tidbit, no. They were talking about, what happened when you rejected them, though. Which they were using borderline personality disorder to kind of excuse it.
Yeah, on that we're good. We'll talk a bit more personally
we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
That.
Yeah.
I do want to talk a bit more personally on specifically those things, but generally speaking, a majority of this is because of the pedophilia, but it doesn't help that I have screenshots of things that happened personally one-on-one now too. And while a lot of those I don't want to show because I talk about some of my mental health issues and my past that I've talked about slightly on the channel. I've not gone into specifics as much, but like if I have to, I'll show those screenshots. I've got no problem with it. If that's what I have to do to get a point across, then I will. But generally speaking, it talks about some of the other personalities and why they exist or when they started existing, that kind of stuff. And that's really personal to all of us. So generally speaking, I don't want to talk about it, but I've already got permission from the others that if it becomes necessary that I can show that screenshot. So at the very least, I do have the screenshot of her asking Kat whether we could date. That still exists, and I'm allowed to show that.
January. I'm also joined here, and I will say that we no longer work together,
Oh,
but we still talk. I'm joined here by Pixel as a witness to
Clayton.
this video.
Okay, so if Clayton is literally her only witness, and I don't know, I don't want any spoilers, okay, for the rest of you. I don't want no spoilers. But if Clayton is her only witness versus the several other people that spoke up the last time, I'm going to heckin' lose it. Because Clayton is not a viable fucking witness when he wasn't present for the thing he keeps saying he did. Like I legitimately, okay, hang on. We're gonna go on an adventure real quick. We're gonna go on a little bit of an adventure because I'm just gonna prove this wrong, like straight up. Here.
It's smash, crash, and whiplash. Slam.
Hang on, we're just gonna mute this. But not that was the wrong thing. All right. Yep. Just skip over this, please. It's not. This is okay, anyways.
I'm sorry.
Please mute yourself.
Hang on. I want to. Who's in this video? Because it says it here. Let's see. I see myself. I see Tails. I see Microwave. I see Shifty. I see Nixel. I see Scrap. Clayton's not in this video. And I preface that because this is the video that the questions were asked. This was the recording that it happened. Like this is the recording that led up that the question was asked. Clayton was not a part of this at all. You know who was? Me, uncomfortably so, because this is when Arya started pushing the ship with Matsuki, was when I started voicing him. Because I was a backup for Kat. It was very uncomfy. And I really hate this episode's existence. But you know what? It did happen, and I don't see Clayton at all. No Clayton. None of the characters Clayton plays is in this video. You can check yourself. He not in this video. This is, oh yeah, this is the video I had associated at the end because it got so bad. Oh god, yeah, yeah. Yeah, see, there's Nixel. There's Nixel. Here's my shadow friend. But there's literally, yeah, Clayton's not in this episode. Can I? Okay, Tails, you need to grammar a bit and retype what you said, friend. Because what you said makes no sense. Go for it.
Can I bring something?
So, if you do remember when, we all stopped hanging out with Arya, there was a community post that she said she deleted a couple of videos as well.
Eh, she never did.
Mm.
It's all still up there. All the evidence you need on what's happening is all still very much there. In fact, I think the funniest thing about all this is she said that she didn't want to get rid of anyone's like hard work, and that's why she's not deleting the videos. But then she removed like so many thumbnails, and she didn't remove any of Goat's thumbnails. Goat was not one of the people whose thumbnails were removed, and I'm going to be honest, Goat wants fucking nothing to do with you, friend. No, you're not even a friend. You're a piece of fucking shit. My God.
I think one of them, two of them might be Nix's as well.
Hey, Flicker's asking to speak real quick.
Oh. Yeah, Flicker, you can talk. You're more than welcome to talk, friend.
Sorry, I'm shy.
It's okay.
So actually, me and Nyx asked Arya to remove those thumbnails because we were uncomfortable.
Oh, interesting. So
That's why.
Yeah. So she said she didn't want to delete anyone's work. You guys asked for it to be removed, and that's who she didn't think. Oh, good God. She didn't think to remove anyone fucking else's. Nifty. Nifty, nifty, nifty.
What a riot.
Oh, she's got zeros on here, too. A ton of zeros and a ton of Bellas, by the looks of it.
They left it to go, so I think that's why those ones haven't been removed, because none of them contacted them.
Yeah. Most likely this is a situation of, well, they weren't specific on this. So remembering my 9/11. Oh God, what the fuck? Oh, okay.
Oh
Nope,
yeah,
not
I
enough.
remember that
We're
one.
done. We're done. Nope, we're not gonna look any further.
Too deep.
Why is there a video that's about 9/11? Oh God. Okay.
Huh?
Hey, Pixel.
Huh? Skips the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay. So again, Clayton, because I know you're watching this, buddy. Clayton, let's hang on. No, I'm probably not gonna talk with you by the end of this video. Because to be quite honest, I don't think there's anything you could say to explain away what's about to be in this video. Unless you want to publicly apologize for what's in this video, or, actually admit that you might be wrong. Then, then we can have a conversation. But honestly, if you're digging yourself a hole, bud, you're just as bad as Kai is in the K, whatever. I don't know. At this point, I don't.
Yeah, he'll be mostly quiet. He can confirm some points that I don't feel comfortable showing, pictures. And
so one person can confirm pictures you aren't comfortable with showing. One person. You know the crazy thing about all the screenshots I have from this situation, including those drunken conversations, everyone in Pi and Flickr here can confirm those screenshots' existence. Because everyone in Pi and Flickr here has seen them. That is, if I'm not mistaken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plus Slender, that's 9, and Flickr is 10. That's 10 people. That's 10 fucking people, my dude. Yeah, and Microwave has seen one. Microwave, you didn't see the drunk conversation. That was just Goat being asked whether or not it was okay to date me after I said no, which is really uncomfy. But, go off, I guess.
And such for some of my points, but he has seen the pictures, so he can confirm them. They're kind of personal.
Cool.
So, and honestly, they're not bad. It's just one of my points. Evidence, or quote unquote evidence of proving that I'm not.
Did she just literally use quote unquote evidence for her own evidence?
Oh boy.
Oh my God.
Did she just admit that she doesn't have evidence within the verse?
Write it down. Write it down.
Write it down.
Guys. Not too many jokes, please.
Yeah. No.
Mhm.
I gotta let me have a little bit of a leeway here, because I've Something along those lines.
What I've been claimed. So let's start with confession. Yes, I may have pushed boundaries.
Pushed boundaries. You broke boundaries. There is a
No,
large difference.
No,
Let
hold
her
on,
finish
hold
the
on.
thought
Continue
first.
watching.
Okay,
Continue watching.
okay.
I did push boundaries. I hurt mainly one person, but the biggest person I hurt was Pandy.
Why is she calling me? She knows my name. Why is she calling me Pandy? Am I gonna have to listen to her calling me Pandy this entire video?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Just not prepared to be called
And I feel
Pandy for
really
an hour
bad.
video, but alright.
I really do. Like, honestly, I don't know. After everything I've seen and what we went through, my friends, I don't know how I feel about Pandy. Things were done out of pure intention. With good
No.
intention, in fact. I applaud. But the problem is, the allegations are not true. And I will prove that they are not true.
Proof.
Okay. She says she's gonna prove they're not true. Unless I see fucking screenshots saying she didn't do it, then we're gonna have an issue. Was your good intentions to groom a child? Exactly.
The allegations specifically. I will admit, hey, I made Pandy uncomfortable. Yes.
Okay. You made me more than uncomfortable. Generally speaking, you took advantage of me while I was drunk to get personal information, extremely personal information. You ignored me every time I said no at every turn. You made ship art when you explicitly said it wasn't going to be ship art of two of our characters. You got art of your character holding my favorite flowers that you would send to me whenever I was upset. Like, that's not just, like, playful flirting anymore. Like, you generally flirted during really shit scenarios where I was dealing with some stuff and you would start flirting with me. I told you no. And your response was to go ask Kat whether it was okay or not. Because I happened to say no because I still liked Kat. Generally speaking, you disrespected my boundaries at every turn you could without outright pushing that we should date again. It got to the point where I voiced one of your characters that wasn't even, I was a backup voice actor, and suddenly you pushed a ship with that character, which is kind of I effed your grandmother scenario, and now I'm interested in you. Like, it's weird as crap. That I got so uncomfortable that I started dissociating in episode. And the episode I showed, the Christmas one, at the very end during that scene, you can 100% tell I was paying literally no attention to what was happening because I dissociated so hard. I was so disoriented and confused after that episode. Like, we're not going to sit here and say, you made me uncomfy, because that's not what happened. You made me uncomfortable. You broke my boundaries. You disrespected my boundaries. You were manipulative, and you pushed on every fucking edge you could get when it came to my boundaries. And you would go out of your way to do things that were just slightly not okay. And then other things that were beyond not okay. We're not going to sit here and we're not gonna say, oh, you just made me uncomfy. No, there's a lot more than just I was uncomfortable.
I hurt Pandy, and I hurt some of Pandy's cast. And I'm not using the term her because I still kind of respect Pandy. And I know that they don't like to be called her or she. And I respect that to this day, despite everything.
I swear to God, if I get misgendered this video after this comment, I'm going to make Heckin lose it.
Or confetti. Yes. I know.
Oh, hey, use confetti. There you
I'm
go.
not playing victim. I refuse.
No. It's okay.
I wouldn't say that I'm a good person, but I'm not a monster.
Mm-hmm.
I try my best to do good.
Mm-hmm.
With good intentions. I have always been kind of submissive. And a lot of that.
Oh,
what a turn.
Okay.
What a turn. Why?
That's gross. What the hell?
The next words out of her mouth better be explaining why those were the first words of
Why
that sentence.
sexual terms are being used in a situation supposedly where she's not being sexual towards children.
No.
This better be good.
Wait, if the person who's being asked to be dated says no, why would they go to someone else? That's horrible. Yeah, no, you know what? I'll show screenshots of that. That I do have permission of, so I will grab those because I want to show what I can because, you know, that's what you do. I generally don't want to show the screenshots because it talks about my history with rape and stuff like that. But the stuff with goat, I have full permission for, and there's nothing really bad in it. But yeah, no. So we had a conversation. Where's my DMs with you, Flickr? There they are. See, this is why these DMs were screenshotted or grabbed. So, there's all that stuff. There we go. So. We're going to open these several screenshots because it was a conversation about Arya and me having about her significant others at the time that she is no longer with, as far as I'm aware. Also, she used to push a lot about the fact that, like, she didn't want anyone else to know. And, like, she didn't want me to tell anyone. I regret looking up the definition. What did you look up the definition of? Oh, you mean, no, Flair. That's not for kids. Flair, that's what we were we literally were at a VC saying that's not for kids. You're a child. Stop looking at Google. Stop. No. Don't touch Google.
No.
Don't do it.
To any kids who are currently watching, don't Google anything you hear in this video. For your own safety.
Jesus God. Also, I would like to point out that Clayton is the only person in this video, and Clayton's a minor, and at the very least, for the few minors who are in the VC here, there is more adults than there are minors. I think. No. Yeah. Speaking wise, there's more adults than there are minors, yeah. Anywho's. Yeah, so she always pushed a ton about the fact that she didn't want anyone else to know, even though she was, like, very public about that stuff. And not in the sense of, like, she's like, oh, I have a crush on PC, but, like, she'd constantly talk about how her crush was making her flustered. Or, you know, would, like, obsessively talk on my tweets and stuff. And I mentioned that I had only told Kat And she talked about one of her other polymates that she didn't want to break up with. That's basically kind of where this conversation started with. Me gushing about Kat because I was uncomfortable, and that was my trauma response with Arya was apparently to gush over Kat. And then it just leads into this. So that won't stop me from flirting with you or sending stargazer lilies, though, until you tell me to flat out stop. I don't mind the flirting at all, friend. Good, because I gotta remind you I'm still interested in you. I told Kat the same thing. I talked to Kat about you. I don't want to get in the way. Oh, what did you say to her, if you don't mind me asking? Let me check. But I don't mind the reminder. Maybe one day things might change. But right now my heart still beats for her. And then this is the conversation. I've been trying to get closer to PC. I just don't want to cause any harm to our friendship. I don't want to hurt you in the process. Do you still have feelings for her? I don't want to go further until you tell me. I don't want to hurt anyone. Yeah, you're all good. I'm not looking to date. Plus, we're already broken up. I wouldn't hate you any less or treat you any less. But if you have feelings, I'd be a trashy friend to just ignore that. My feelings have changed. You promise, Kat? Promise. Go make yourself happy. Okay, that makes me feel better. I just don't want to get in the way of you two. If you guys wanted to try again, I'll back off. So straight up, she got in the middle of my relationship with Kat at the time to go ask if it was okay to date me. This is not uncomfortable. This is obsessive. And this is creepy.
Has to do with what I did wrong. I played follow the leader with the wrong people.
Playing follow the leader doesn't fucking excuse your own goddamn actions. What you do wrong is on you, whether you're following the leader or not. You are 31. You are not a goddamn child. Put on your fucking big boy pants and admit you're fucking wrong. Stop making excuses.
And I just kind of went with the flow. Didn't really question anything.
There's another excuse.
Yeah. And I'm...
Yeah, also, as it's been kindly pointed out to me in the mute chat, this is not playing victim. You can't say that you're not playing victim and then say that, oh, I was just following the leader. That's playing victim.
What I'm going to say is, how far are we into the video? We are
6 minutes in. This is ridiculous.
Arya has still not mentioned the things that were done to make people uncomfortable. Nothing specific has been said.
No.
All that's been said is, I have made people uncomfortable, I've hurt people, I've done this, I've done that. But you were saying the effect. You need to say the cause if you want us to believe you're taking responsibility for this.
Especially since I know, to a certain degree, certain things aren't going to be talked about on her end because she may not necessarily feel like it's her place to say my personal shit, which I get. But at the same time, it's already public. It's been publicly stated at this point. And it's publicly on videos. There are public screenshots. There is no reason that stuff shouldn't be able to be admitted publicly. Literally none.
I'm sorry for that. I get it.
No, you're
I'm
not
31
fucking
years
sorry.
old. I should be more mature.
Oh.
I should be able to...
You're aware you should be more mature. Well,
make
beans.
concise, proper, logical decisions. Correct. You're right. I am over...
Okay. And I know she's about to use the, oh, I should, but... Because that's the way this conversation's going. And before we get to the but, I just want to preface this. She is at the age where her brain is fully developed. Mine isn't. She is like actually a fully developed an adult. There is literally no, I should be able to, she is like aware and able to make these kind of decisions. And she can't put the blame on people who were younger than her. Because if this is about to go on Follow the Leader and she's referring to people like Kirito was younger than her. There is no reason that the blame should be put on him. Or anyone else in this capacity.
I'm not even a young adult anymore. I'm borderline middle-aged.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't have done what I've done.
No.
But I can't take that back. And all I can really say is, I am sorry.
You've yet to admit what you're sorry for.
Very, very sorry.
You've just said you're sorry that I got hurt. You've yet to admit that you're sorry for what you've actually done, because you've yet to admit to what you've actually done. I don't...
We still have an hour more video to get through.
I'm aware, but I'm... Oh, God.
To all of the minors that I made uncomfortable, I am sorry to everyone, the adults. Everybody. Like, I'm including everybody that I hurt, not just Pandy.
You just said that.
Everyone that I have hurt.
Okay, but you've also...
Get to the point. What are you apologizing for?
There is a couple of the minors that have literally been named. Again, the ones that have been publicly named at this point or to publicly stated things, there is absolutely zero reason that you shouldn't be able to name them. None. The fact that you refuse to name them after it's been publicly stated is ridiculous.
However long I've been a YouTuber. Because this isn't just about Pandy. This is about me as a person, and yeah, I'll admit it. I'm an average adult. I'm gonna make mistakes.
I'm an average man.
Yeah, that's...
I'm an average
You're an average
person.
adult. That's the thing you need to admit to in this situation.
What kind of fucking... I'll admit it. I'm an average adult. I'm told that she gets into mental disorders into this. You cannot make the statement, I'm an average adult, and then later defend your arguments with, I have mental disorders. That's not... Okay.
I'm human. I am so sorry. You know, I'm not perfect.
Kind of giving me the idea that maybe she's not specific on who the minors were, because maybe there were more than the ones already brought to light. Oh. I think also there's been a few people I've talked to that haven't used their names. But again, there's no defending the fact that like some people's names have been used publicly and those names should be able to be used. But you're right. There's a good chance she's not using names because she's afraid she's going to name drop somebody who wasn't even brought into this. Or mentioned by me. Average adult, don't groom kids. The fact that Clayton is here almost like fucking proves that. Like her only defense is a fucking minor that she's groomed. Like no shit.
I never claimed I was perfect. I try to be a good person. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you're going to make mistakes along the way.
That's true.
And unfortunately, I'm going to make more mistakes because of a disability I have.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. This part is going to be hard for me to watch. I'm going to warn you all, this will probably make me pretty angry. I will try not to shout, as I know that there are people here who are triggered by that, but just a heads up if I do. Because generally speaking, this will probably piss me off. I care quite a lot about being actively open about the disabilities I have and about putting light on disabilities. changing the lighting from like a lot of other, mass media stuff like that, because it's talked about so poorly and there's so much misinformation about it. And generally speaking, people with disabilities, especially mental health disabilities, are usually treated very poorly because of those said spread of misinformation. People who, don't know what the hell they're talking about, or people who try to warp the definition to fit whatever the fuck they feel like doing because they think it's cool or they think it's funny or they think it excuses them for making shitty decisions like grooming kids or breaking explicit boundaries. So I'm going to give you all your trigger warning. This includes to the people in the VC. If you're sensitive to aggressive speaking or loud yelling, if I do yell, I apologize. This is just going to make me very, very angry very quick.
And I'm not going to blame anything on my mental illness. It's just an explanation.
I'm not going to blame anything on the mental illness. You've yet to even admit what you've done wrong. But okay.
So, let's get into it.
Yeah.
I have something called borderline personality disorder.
Oh, look, we've got the same tabs, but just in the wrong order. Oh, look at that.
And I will say that this video will contain a lot of triggers.
Didn't you mention that at the beginning?
Well, remember, the beginning was filmed after.
Yeah, that was added in. I was like, wait a minute, hold on.
So if you aren't ready for it, please look away now.
You already got the thing up on the screen. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Please look away now. What? That's not helpful when you already pulled it up on the screen.
I'll this in the beginning of the video.
Oh,
I wasn't really thinking. I just wanted to get it over with.
Okay.
I mean, not get it over with. I
You want to get it over with? Yeah. No. Don't backtrack now. No. You lay in the bed you fucking made. Don't.
Be done with this because it's hurting my friends, whatever friends I have left.
Oh, it's really weird. It's almost like people who are still friends with you are kind of shit people because you're a pedophile. Wow. It's crazy. It's almost like your friends are being called out on their shit just as much as you're getting called out on yours. Wow. That's so weird.
It's not about me anymore. It really isn't.
It's not about me anymore. No, it is. I don't know why everyone keeps saying it's not about you. It literally is just because you're a pedophile. Like, this all has to just do with you. I don't understand how that's so hard to understand. The guilt tripping voice. Yep.
I just want my friends and whoever's left to know that I am sorry that you guys got dragged along. I get it. You guys protected me. And
yeah, they protected you. A pedophile, which is why they got called out. Shush, alarm. Is she trying to force a cry? She is. But I'm gonna get the feeling that that's not gonna happen until later on. So, the actual crying. It's gonna take her a little bit to force herself to cry, but she is trying. Hey, guess what? Being a voice actor means I know things about acting. Crazy.
Offended me, and I never asked for it, ever.
Actually, honestly, there's probably evidence saying otherwise. Because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of posts when this started out of you guilt tripping. Not because how is an article on mental illness a very iffy article, by the way? Why should someone look away when it comes to mental illness like that one specifically? Yeah, that's a good question.
thank you for sticking up for me. Anyway, let's get to it. So, borderline personality disorder will explain some, actually all, of everything. I have all of the symptoms.
Yeah.
Ew, 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 ew.
What's a lion?
Ew. Ew, ew, ew.
Of borderline personality disorder. And I was diagnosed with it when I was 18, so this isn't new. This isn't random. I've told everybody that I've interacted with that I have this diagnosis. And Pixel can confirm. I have said in multiple occasions that I have this disorder.
Okay. I will confirm that she has said this numerous times. I'll give her that. She says this a lot. Quite frankly, to a very not necessary degree. Everyone else who knows her, she talked about this constantly. It's brought up anytime she's told she did something wrong. Like, I talk about my mental illness a lot because, like, publicly, like, that's kind of the idea. But, like, even then, this card gets pulled a lot with everything.
Disorder. Correct?
Yeah, you told me as soon as we started working that you had this.
Yeah.
God, he is so hard to understand. Oh no, this is gonna be.
So this isn't new. This is.
It's not new.
This isn't like spur of the moment. Oh, I suddenly have this. No.
No, although to be quite honest, you could still be shitting it. To be fair, I'm not gonna say you are or not. I'm just saying you can lie about this stuff. That is something you could lie about easily. And the fact that she brings it up so often doesn't help that. There's a difference between making someone you're friends with or people you work with aware of a mental illness you have that might cause you to act up versus literally telling them every chance you can. I swear to God, she shoves this into every conversation she has. So she's right. She talks about it, but it's yeah, this is. Oh boy.
No, I've had this issue since I was very young. Like, they wanted to diagnose it with me when I was even younger. But the problem is, according to the DSM-5, you're not supposed to.
Well, Beans, let's go look at that, shall we? Because thanks to my friend Moon over here, we have screenshots. And as you can see, the diagnosis criteria is a lot of what's in that article. Frenetic effects to avoid real or imagined abandonment, a pattern of unstable and intense interpersonal relationships characterized by alternating between the extremes of ideals and devaluation. Sorry, I'm dyslexic. If I mispronounce any of these words, please fucking correct me. Those in the VC. If you can read these. Identity disturbance, marked and markedly persistently unstable self-image of self or sense of self, impulsivity in at least two areas that are potentially self-damaging, spending, sex, substance abuse, reckless driving, binge eating, reoccurrent suicidal behavior, gestures, or threat of self-mutilizing behavior, affective instability due to marked reactivity of mood. Ugh.
Hang on, I got this, EG. Intense episodic dysphoria, irritability, or anxiety usually lasting a few hours and only rarely more than a few days.
Inappropriate, intense anger or difficulty controlling anger. And then I don't know the first of that. Could you read that last part, Sive?
Frequent displays of temper, constant anger, recurrent physical fights.
And then transient stress-related paranoia, ideation, or severe dissociative symptoms. And you can read through this bottom part. I see no numbers. So this one's a little hard to read. But other than mentioning the certain criteria, there is literally no other numbers.
Nowhere within the book about that specific disorder does it say anywhere that you have to be specifically 18
in fact,
and over to get diagnosed.
In fact, a quick little Google search, you'll find that according to the DSM, BPD, borderline personality disorder, can be diagnosed as early as 12 years old if the symptoms persist for at least 1 year. There is a note that most aren't diagnosed until adulthood or later adolescence, but later adolescence means like 13 and older. That's not it's not quite 18, friend. We can even go down the list here. There is no rule against diagnosing BPD before the age 13. Most medical professionals are hesitant to do so. Borderline personality disorder can be diagnosed even to children under the age of 18 as long as the formal criteria are met. They were reluctant to give the diagnosis to anyone under the age of 18. The DSM-5 permits the diagnosis of BPD in patients younger than 18 years old if symptoms persist for at least a year. It's possible for it to be present in children under the age of 13, although it's unusual. The condition seems to worsen in young adulthood. And here's the one that this is literally the link she gave. This is her source. So anyways, just to, prove that completely wrong. NHS. NHS also apparently says. And NHS, this is a UK source, so I want to preface this. This isn't something US doctors use. And I want to specify that because Arya is not British. So it's not going to go based off of this. But even so, their specifications for it is emotional instability, disturbed patterns of thinking or perception, impulsive behavior, and intense but unstable relations with others. That's their definition of this. And here's the best part. Treating it. Many people with BPD could benefit from psychological or mental treatment. Arya was studying to be a therapist, I think. At some point, she mentioned that quite a lot. To the point where she would push people about talking about their mental health to her because she was studying to be a therapist. Therefore, she can do that. And I want to preface this. If a friend ever says that, no. Don't do it. Stop. Because the only one who should be treating you is a licensed therapist, not someone who's in training. That's how people get hurt. Actually, fun fact, and I'm going to talk about this, even though it's a bit of it's not necessarily a spoiler, but if you've seen the series FSH, one of the characters I have is the therapist. Her name is Jade. Specifically, her backstory talks about how she tried to help one of her friends who was dealing with stuff while she was studying to be a therapist, and her friend ended up offing herself. The reason that story exists is because stuff like this happens. You don't get treated by someone licensed and people get hurt. So please, for the love of God, one, if you are not licensed and you're studying to be a therapist, do not offer medical advice to your friends. Do not offer to be looking for medical advice or medical help to your friends. That's not okay. It's not acceptable. You're not a fucking doctor. And if your friend offers that, you tell them no. You absolutely tell them no, and you do not look for help from them. Not in that department. You go to a fucking doctor. For goodness fucking sake. People get hurt. Lots of people have gotten hurt because of stuff like this. It's not okay. It's not acceptable, and it should never be encouraged. And the fact that she didn't get help before this, because of something like this, that she's more than willing to spread across the internet and to talk to people about, is fucking gross. If you're not going to look for therapy, you cannot use this as an excuse. If you're working on it and you make some mistakes, it happens, okay? It happens, especially when you're trying. Because I can say for sure that I've hurt so many people while trying. But that doesn't make what I've done okay. It doesn't make my actions acceptable. And it doesn't make the pain any less real. And the fact that you're attempting to dismiss that pain by a fucking diagnosis is disgusting. Straight up. It's just gross. Anyway.
Diagnose until you're 18. So they gave me oppositional defiance disorder.
No, actually, oppositional defiance disorder is usually used for stuff like, troubled children. Actually, we can go look that up, because I had it. Fun fact, I was diagnosed with that. They get rid of that diagnosis when you turn 18 because it's no longer valid. Well, let's go look up IONAL defiance. No. ODD definition. We'll use this. This is what she was using for everything else. Let's use her sources. Nope, that's just straight up a dictionary. That is just a dictionary, so it does no good. Okay, cool. Here we go. Even the best behaved children can be difficult and challenging at times, but oppositional defiance disorder includes a frequent and ongoing pattern of anger, instability, arguing, and defiance towards parents or other authorities. The main difference between ODD with its diagnosis is ODD is usually referent to your relations and your behaviors towards people who are in authority of you. So parents, police officers, teachers, stuff like that. It doesn't really work when they're kids your same age or when they're on a same level as you, when they're your peers. That's why kids under the age of 18 can be diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, is when you start having issues with your peers as well. The reason I was diagnosed with ODD is because a lot of my anger issues towards other people didn't matter towards peers at the time. That's why I got diagnosed with ODD instead of borderline personality disorder, is because I was more angry towards the adults in my life rather than towards the kids. So I focused way more of my energy on tormenting them. But to be quite honest, if she's always had these issues, then it's very likely that there shouldn't be a reason this wouldn't have come up. Because even me, I still had issues with other peers. I didn't talk with other kids. I wasn't aggressive towards them, but I just wouldn't talk to them at all because I was scared to death of them. It's a very different it's a very different diagnosis for a very different reason. So to use this as like, oh, I was diagnosed with this instead of this is kind of weird and odd. I get it, but it's still a little weird and odd. It doesn't change anything. Not really.
And schizophrenia, which I don't have. Anyway, so borderline personality.
Okay. Can somebody tell me how to spell schizophrenia?
SCHIZO.
Oh, got it.
E.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just need the first couple words. We're gonna use the same source again. Because you know what? I'm gonna use her sources, and then I'm going to go look at other sources. ODD, I don't necessarily need to, because that one's ODD is just kind of this weird in-between where they give it to kids that are like, oh, you just don't like adults. Here you go. Like, it's a very strange diagnosis. There are particular things about it, but it usually is just used as like oh, you're just a little shit to adults. Well, then you're ODD. Schizophrenia causes delusions, hallucinations, disorganized thinking and or speech, extremely disorganized or abnormal motor behavior or negative symptoms. So I don't know how she would get diagnosed with schizophrenia and have BPD. Because schizophrenia is usually looked at as something being wrong with the brain in the sense of like having hallucinations, hearing things and seeing things that aren't there. That's usually how it's characterized. Like having abnormal physical movement, which can just be like because of many other things. Yeah, here we go. Thank you, Tails. We'll use this as our other source. Hang on. Doctors describe schizophrenia as a type of psychosis. Psychosis being psychosis is when people lose some contact with reality. This might involve seeing or hearing things that other people cannot see or hear and believing things that are not actually true. This means that the person may not always be able to distinguish their own thoughts and ideals from reality. This includes hallucinations, delusions, muddled thoughts based on hallucinations or delusions, losing interest in everyday activities, not taking care of your proper hygiene, or wanting to avoid people, including friends. There is literally nothing on this that really overlaps with BPD. I'm dyslexic. Except for wanting to avoid people. Which, you know, there you go. So I don't know how she got diagnosed with schizophrenia when you have to meet very specific criteria for it. And borderline personality disorder doesn't overlap with any of it. It is a spectrum. Many disorders include schizophrenia and symptoms similar to it. So, like, you know, you can have both borderline personality disorder and schizophrenia. It is possible. But the more, and again, as Moon pointed out here, and I do think that's a good way of putting it, all disorders like this are very much a spectrum. There are different versions of it and different sides. This is what it's primarily characterized as, so the fact that she didn't specify what form of schizophrenia she has also doesn't help her case in any way, shape, or form. If she's talking about schizophrenia, this is the general definition of schizophrenia. She does not fit any of the criteria for the standard definition of schizophrenia. So she would have to have a very specific variety, and usually a lot of those varieties have their own terms and own language for it. Autism used to have some of those. It doesn't anymore because some of them aren't great. But like some other disorders, ADHD has ADD, to specify the type of ADHD it is, stuff like that. So, it probably would be way more helpful if she gave the specific, but as far as I'm concerned or aware, this is the standard definition. She does not fit any of them, and it does not overlap with borderline personality disorder in that way. Usually it's one of the things you have both. If needed, I can send the criteria for each form of schizophrenia that's written in the book. Go for it. You know what? Go ahead. We'll listen to more of this while you're getting that.
Personality disorder. An intense fear of abandonment. So I go to extreme measures. So when I get abandoned or rejected, I take it very personal.
Okay, I want to point this out. I do have a disorder. Oh God, what is it called? Because it's new. It's a new one for me. Because my younger sibling has it as well. That. Those. RSD, that's what it is. Okay. And it's a rejection, symptom.
Rejection sensitivity dysphoria.
Yeah. It just means that, anytime I get rejected, I have nice, really awful thoughts. You know what happened when Kat told me no? I didn't threaten Kat that I would kill myself. I also didn't, become a piece of shit and break Kat's boundaries. Really weird how a disorder or dysphoria could be maybe mean literally nothing and mean that you can still not be a shit person. Really crazy.
Emotions and everything get heightened. So a typical person would, shrug it off and be okay. Typical adult, female, 30 years old. I'm not talking about a minor or someone in their early 20s. I'm talking about somebody specifically my age.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
We get over it. No. Borderline people do not get over it.
Okay, again, I want to preface this. I had a breakup with Kat. I have a sensitivity disorder to this kind of stuff. Me and Kat are still really good friends. I have yet to break any of Kat's boundaries. That hasn't been necessary. It's not something I've done because it's not something I'm going to do. It's called being a decent fucking human being. It's really strange. Because apparently, she doesn't have this capability and now wants to use this to explain it. This doesn't explain it at all. This explains why she may be hurt by it, or she may be affected negatively for a longer period of time by it, but it definitely doesn't explain her actions, because you don't do this stuff. People who have these don't do these things. I also have borderline personality disorder, and I still don't do these things. It's crazy. It's really weird. And I'm not going to sit here and compare a spectrum to be oh, you definitely would never do this. But generally speaking, people who have this can not have this issue. So, maybe just don't. I know it sucks and I know it hurts to be told no, but that does not in any way, shape, or form excuse you breaking boundaries. It does not excuse the boundary breakings you did before you were told no. Because for a little while, I said no and I said maybe, and you took that maybe and you ran with it. You could have chilled the fuck out and we would have been fine, but you didn't. And now we're here. Good God.
It
also doesn't excuse you taking advantage of me while I was drunk.
They think about it. And they get unstable, unfortunately. And unfortunately, when these things happened and I hurt Pandy, specifically Pandy, I was off my medication.
Okay, I'm gonna get angry about this. So I'm gonna give a heads up to those in the chat. I'm gonna rant a little bit because oh fucking hell, you do not use I was off my medication as a reason for this shit. How fucking dare you?
To use that as if you miraculously lose control of your actions. Shit may be hard, but you can still fucking choose not to do it.
Fun fact, I take 4 medications every morning. There are a lot of mornings I forget. It's gotten to the point where 3 of my friends have alarms, and I have 2 alarms on my phone just to make sure that they're taken. I make sure to check with every single friend as soon as I've taken them and make sure to let them know that I've taken them. That way I don't get continuously reminded after I've already taken them. But I have 3 friends who sends me a message whenever I've taken my meds. Just remember to remind me. Okay? So I take medication too, and I'm very prone to forgetting it. So I can assure you, there has been many times in my life where I have forgotten it. It does give a bit of leeway for behavior because it does make behaving harder, but it doesn't make behaving impossible. There is a very large difference. Just because it's harder for you not to break my boundaries, which is a shitty thing to say in the first place, doesn't mean it was impossible for you to literally put down your phone and walk the fuck away. But no, you went behind my back and you shit talked with other people because, fun fact, I found out you shit talked with other people about this. That whole thing about this only being, but you only talking behind my back on this with Kat, that's not even true. That's not even true. During the time I set a boundary, you talked shit behind not only my best friend, to my best friend behind my back, but to several other people. And then you went and ranted about it on Twitter. Fucking not on my meds. No. We do not, that is not in any way, shape, or form any form of like gotcha moment of like, ooh, I wasn't on my meds, therefore.
It's not a valid excuse, that's it.
It's not even a valid explanation. It's not even all that valid of an explanation. Because it still doesn't explain why you did the stuff you did, because you still could have just not done it. You could have literally put down your phone, you could have walked the fuck away, and we wouldn't be having this conversation.
I'm on it now, and I still suffer symptoms, Again. Here's another one that I have displayed. Right here, according to Twitter posts.
Did she just say according to Twitter posts?
Yes, she did, and let's see where she's going with this.
I'm curious as to where this is going, but the thing she's highlighting is a pattern of a pattern of unstable, intense relationships, such as idolation, someone one moment, and then suddenly believing a person doesn't care enough or is cruel. Yeah, you publicly posted about me being a piece of shit on Twitter. It's really crazy. That does make you cruel. That's not just other people thinking. That's, you legitimately are. But also Twitter shouldn't be diagnosing you. Just a thought. She's not even saying what she did. Yeah, she is yet to say what she's done. Interesting.
Right here, according to Twitter posts. I'm not going to read this because I'm shaking because I'm upset.
What happens if this wasn't clear enough in the video for anyone to see? That's why I read everything out loud, and that's why I read everything out loud, is just in case the video is not clear enough and people can't see it. Actually, I'm going to make sure that the quality is all the way up on this video. Oh, it's as far up as it's going to get. Oh, no. But the main reason why I'm reading things out loud is because I want to make sure that you guys are able to see what's being talked about because it's important. And if YouTube F's up and craps on the quality, I want to make sure that everyone is able to, know what's being said and stuff. It's to make it so that everyone can be a part of things, I guess, or be at least more aware. The fact that she's unwilling to read it out loud is kind of meh. Probably should, but whatever.
And I'm disappointed in myself.
I'm disappointed
For
in
what?
myself.
For what? Share with the class, if you will.
No. That would be admitting she did something wrong. She can't admit to it. She just has to pretend she's going to admit to it.
Something wrong.
No. She's got to
she's acknowledging it.
She's pretending she's admitted to it at this point. This is just pretend. This is just play pretend over here. But anyway.
This is also something that you guys have seen with me. Bad self-identity and self-image. Shifting goals, values.
I talked about this in the other video, and I think this is why this is getting brought up in the way it is because I mentioned that she was active within 48 hours of saying that she was hospitalized for suicide. And I'm pretty sure this is her way of trying to show that she is actually suicidal, which in any case is kind of weird and gross, but like more importantly, again, just because you are doesn't mean you should always be public about everything, even with mental health. Hey, listen, I'm all for talking about mental health publicly. Listen, I've been talking about that this whole video, that I talk about it a lot. But in a situation where you've hurt someone and you're feeling negative feelings, you do not tell them that you're suicidal. It's very bad. It's bad for everyone's mental health. And all it does is hurt people. And like, maybe you should stop. You might get to it at some point. Oh, let's hope. Still pointless. It's her rambling about stuff that's not even a confession.
Seeing yourself as bad. I've always said that. I feel like a bad person. Like, I can't even count how many times I've told Pixel or asked him, am I a bad person?
Okay, so you just admitted to emotionally manipulating a minor because, like, that's not something you should be bringing to a minor. Cool. This video is just going, like, why would you admit that you're guilt tripping a minor? Why is this something you admitted on footage?
Did that before saying what she did to make people, and specifically saying anything.
She literally has admitted to grooming a child now. Before even getting started. Jesus fuck.
Well, let's see.
Hang on, wait.
See
Tails wants to speak. Tails wants to speak. What's up, Tails? What's up?
So when she just like said she's asked Pix about I'm a bad person. She's done that to me multiple times, and she makes herself that guilty. She makes me feel bad for her. She's done it multiple times to make me feel guilty for her.
Oh, definitely. No, it's guilt tripping in general, but it's just so much worse that she just straight up admitted she did that to a minor. You're an adult, Tails.
She did it when I first met her as well. I was around 17.
Oh yeah, 16. you were a minor when you first met her. That doesn't make this
right?
Yeah, that is true. You've asked plenty of times, repeatedly, that you've asked that, but you're not. So.
Or how many times I've asked not just Pixel, but
this was not the time for Pixel to make sure to clarify that she was not a bad person. Just saying. That was not the question that was asked. If anything, you can almost tell that he's so used to responding that she's not a bad person whenever it's spoken about, that's his response to it. That's kind of sad.
A lot of people in general. Do I exist? Or existing?
Oh yeah, she talks about it a lot.
I say that a lot.
Yep.
Yes, you do.
And confirm. That doesn't make it any better. Other people can confirm here. Flicker can confirm. Tails can confirm. Microwave can probably confirm. But none of it changes the fact that still doesn't make it really fucking bad. Oh, Alright,
on to the next symptom. Paranoia. Loss of contact with reality. I'm very paranoid about people hating me, judging me about everything, not just my age, but just not liking me in general, even though I really want to be a good person and try my best to be a good person. Impulsive or risky behavior. I will admit I binge eat, and I used to abuse drugs when I was in my early 20s.
Okay. Now this is getting to the point where you're looking for sympathy. What's happening? She's listing every symptom and saying, I do that. Well, yeah. Oh, no fucking crap. Arya, here's a thought. Get therapy. Yeah. What does it... I get it. But, also... you're looking for sympathy now, and you're not gonna get it from me. I'm sorry. This doesn't change the fact that you did extremely pedophilic things, and you've yet to show any evidence for that. And you've yet to even spoken about what you did wrong. You won't even admit what you've done wrong. You just say that you've hurt people. That's not saying what you've done wrong.
I'll admit it. And I did do reckless driving. A lot of this is hard for me to admit.
Except you talked about it all the goddamn time. You talked about this so fucking often. How is this? This is hard for me to admit. No, it's fucking not. It wasn't. You did it so often that it honestly was kind of fucking weird. Fucking what the hell? You don't need to talk about your drug abuse. Did she just say she does reckless driving? Yep, she did just admit to that, which is... I thought this was about apologizing, yet she's yet to show any evidence or explain what you did. I thought also you were going to play the victim. Yeah, well, you know. Actually, both of these points work really well. This is really just quote-unquote evidence. Interesting. Okay. Fun fact, a lot of these can't be co-diagnosed with bipolar disorder, hence why some pages are included that seem unnecessary. I'm probably not going to read all of this out loud because this is a lot of text, and we're already an hour in to recording, and I don't want to have to do that, but I will go over... I will pause it each so you guys can read over it if you would like. I'll get to that highlighted one as well. But a lot of this is just different forms of schizophrenia and how to diagnose this. You've got the bottom of these may be distinguished from delusion disorders. Mood symptoms can meet full criteria of a mood episode. Stuff basically being like, hey, you can have one or the other. You can't really have both. Because they're very different. And when you get tested for schizophrenia, that test does cut out anything that would be, maybe a mood disorder. So if anything, she would have failed the test for schizophrenia, and she just would have been diagnosed with nothing. Just going over this so you guys can see. Because I don't want anything to be hidden. These are just all different types. Different specific types. Schizophrenia. Delusional disorder, that's fun. And this also specifies what each specific thing means. There you go. In certain individuals with personality disorders, psychosocial stressors may participate brief periods of psychotic symptoms. These symptoms are usually transient and do not warrant a separate diagnosis. If psychotic symptoms persist for at least a day, an additional diagnosis of brief psychotic disorder may be appropriate. But basically, more likely than not, you either have one or you have the other, and not really both. Oh, we've got a definition of flare. Flare over here with dictionary definitions. You know, Flare, I love the fact that you go look up things in the dictionary. Can I just grab this? I'm going to grab this anyways. Swear to God, if this entire video goes without saying what she did specifically, I don't really think any of this is helping her case. It's not. So a formal statement admitting to one's guilt of a crime. Okay, but and Arya said technically Arya is admitting, but Arya is not admitting the crime. Even the sentence, the example sentence, is he signed a confession to the murders. This is the example sentence, which specifies what the crime is. It's not a confession if you're not specific on the crime. There has to be a crime. She's not saying there was a crime. She's just saying she did something wrong. That's not admitting to anything. It's not a confession. It doesn't even work with the standard definition of a confession. Good God. And she says there's more than one. So far, she's only supposedly confessed to one thing. Watch her change the title after this. Oh, she wouldn't be able to.
Self-injury. This isn't new, people. I've been doing this since I was in 6th grade.
You've been doing this in childhood. Oh, that changes everything. No, it doesn't.
In and out of the psychiatric hospital since I was very, very young. So no, this isn't new because of the situation. No.
So what you're saying is that you've been aware of this for a long time and have yet to actually take any of the proper steps to get the proper health. Because here's the thing. I have borderline personality disorder. I take medication for it. The medication doesn't help entirely. I have to see a therapist for the other end. And I'm 22? I'm 22 years old. You're 31. You've been around for much, much longer, Arya. And you've had way more time to get help. So, shrugs, I don't want to hear it. It doesn't excuse any of what you did, and this is excusing it.
I'm not going to say how many times I've been to the hospital, because honestly, I don't even know. I don't even recall.
How could you go to a hospital that many times and not fucking get help?
Again, mood swings. I've said this several times. I have wild mood swings, and people have witnessed it in call. Yes. I can go from being happy-go-lucky, random, usual Arya to depressed.
So far the video is I did bad things, followed bad people, but pity me because Brad tragic backstory.
Yes. Or very silent. I go through a wide range of emotions throughout the day.
Honestly, I might skip some of this. And what if it wasn't somewhat important?
Yes, I feel empty.
I shouldn't laugh at that. I don't know why. Just the way that came out was just okay. I'm sorry. I should not laugh at that. Just yes, I feel empty. God. Edgy teenage fucking emo bullshit. I just did bad things. I regret the bad thing I did. And if you're wondering what it is, tell you what I did. I did a bad thing. Yep.
I found joy in doing role plays. It filled that emptiness inside.
Yeah, it does.
Inappropriate, intense anger, sarcasm, bitter. I'm not a physical person. I do not like fighting, but I do. When I do get angry, and it's really hard for me to get angry, some people have seen.
Then you step away. Fun fact, I've only got truly ever extremely angry with 2 people in a VC. And the 2 people who witnessed that anger was Ness and Swifty. Now, both Swifty and Ness, well, and I guess Kat at this point has probably seen it once or twice, but these are all people who I am extremely close with and who are well aware of what was happening. Ness at the time was not as close. There was a lot of other stuff happening at that, and that was something I did apologize to Ness for later profusely, which Ness was like, no, it's fine. I'm like, no, it's not. But here's the thing. I'm going to tell you a little secret. If you have these kind of issues, you walk the fuck away from the fucking computer, from your phone. You go take a fucking walk, please. It's not an excuse. This isn't even a reason. There are things you can do to avoid this, and you took none of them. You didn't go do other things. You didn't go hang out with people you trust. What you did was you vented about it to my best friend, to other people, and then you went to fucking Twitter. This is not... Oh. I might have to go cool off by the end of this. Jesus, God.
Seen me angry, and it is very intense.
Oof.
I'm not sure, Pixel, if you've ever seen me angry.
I have.
Does it feel like a tidal wave hit you?
A little bit.
Admitting that you did that in front of a minor is kind of weird without saying that it's wrong, because it is. Ness was a minor at the time. That's why I apologized, because it was wrong. It's wrong to get that aggressive around minors, especially in a scenario where some of those minors have PTSD and stuff. It's kind of really fucked up, not okay. I'm aware of this. I haven't done that in several years now because it's very wrong and fucked up, and I got help for it. It's really fucking crazy.
It's inappropriate and intense.
It is inappropriate.
That's why I try to walk away from situations.
But you didn't.
Or put off situations, kind of like how I did with this one. And it was inappropriate. And I am sorry that I waited this long to make this video.
You waited this long because it took you this long to find anything you could use potentially to discredit any of this. And none of it's been shown. I can bet, I 100% bet, anything that's used in this video can literally be discredited with the video I've already made.
A lot of people got hurt on both sides. And I never wanted there to be a side. I didn't ask for these people to defend me.
There's a side because you're a pedophile!
I didn't want to keep this situation going. And I was wrong on my community post that I made yesterday. This isn't drama. This is serious stuff. These are some...
Oh! Okay. I'll give Arya this. I'm gonna give her this. I will give her this. At least she's willing to admit this isn't fucking drama. Good God! It's... Okay. The reason why I'm so hard on the word drama, and I'm going to explain this real quick, very quickly, is because drama is usually used to dismiss how serious a situation is. It's used very heavily in stuff that is, like, you know, pedophilia, stuff like that. Oh, it's just drama. Just, you know, you're just being over dramatic. So there's a lot of times where people who have been hurt don't really like the term being used for anything except for acting. because it sucks to have stuff like this dismissed. So when you call a situation drama, you are full on dismissing it. And Ari is referring to her community post where she said, this weekend I will make a response with my side of the drama. And yes, I said drama. So at the very least, she's backing out of that. That's good. At least she's admitting that this is more serious than just drama. Hell, even her breaking my boundaries wouldn't have even been considered drama at this point with how bad it was.
Serious allegations.
These are.
I was angry. I'll admit it. I'm sorry. No, it's not drama. There was real feelings hurt. And I'm sorry. Again, I am very sorry that it hurt you and everyone else. This isn't drama, even if the allegations I believe are not true. The 3 allegations, as you see above, racist, pedo, homophobe, they're not true. But I will say it, I pushed boundaries, made people uncomfortable, but I am not the above, and I'm not a monster. Okay. So, we went over my diagnosis and an explanation. It's not an excuse. I never say, and we'll keep to it.
You say, okay, just because you say it's not an excuse doesn't mean you're not using it as one. But here's the funny thing. It's okay to use this as an excuse. You know what? It's an excuse that I can't look people in the eyes because I'm autistic. It's very valid. It's a valid excuse. There's a difference between valid and invalid excuses. This is an invalid excuse. This is not an excuse for your behavior. This barely explains your behavior.
It is not an excuse.
Here comes the notepad.
I will own up to
no.
my actions.
What do you
My
mean?
actions
Here comes
were
the
highly
notepad.
inappropriate with Pandy.
What were your actions, though? Oh, God.
I know, first 15, 16 minutes in, I haven't even defended myself once.
Oh, I know. 15 minutes in, I haven't defended myself. Well, actually, you have. You've spent literally, I think, if we go in, you started defending yourself literally after like 7 minutes in, bro. 7 minutes in, and you started defending yourself. Oh.
Okay.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I have also been given some information on one of the other situations that's in this video. Let's see. Definition of pedophilia, definition of racism, definition of homophobia. Ah, I see. This must be Arya's checklist for what she was going to talk about in this video. Oh boy. ACZ, otherwise known as the adult chill zone, for what the purpose, and its purpose, but what it turned into. Divergence, all of that. Demisexual orient. She's about to get into her fucking sexual preferences for the point of this video. Oh, good God. Oh, God. Preference for older people? That's not even fucking true. I don't think she dated a single person that was older than her. Did she? Has she? Out of like the 6 people I'm aware she's dated. She's dated 1. Out of the several people she's dated, she's only dated 1 person older than her. Huh, okay.
Oh.
Just curious.
I came up with some notes about what to go over.
Cool. Admission for past transgressions. That's last. Contribution of $630 for OC and other donations causes strength. Huh?
Let's start with
What is this list?
ACZ.
Okay.
I did watch the video of evidence that Pandy posted.
Cool.
I also apologize if I say she or her on accident.
You started off with this video saying you had enough respect not to use the wrong pronouns, and now you're going away to say, I'm going to probably accidentally use the wrong pronouns. Just use they, them. Why is that not your default at this point? Fucking.
It's not intentional. I promise you.
Okay. You know what? I'll excuse that. I've been misgendered a lot during this situation, but I'll excuse that.
Chill Zone did exist. I won't deny it. There was a place once known for just the adults.
Yep, it was.
Because...
And it was still labeled, I want to preface, it was still labeled to the point that I left. It was still labeled as the adult chill zone. Microwave and Flicker can both confirm this.
I can.
And Flicker says, yep.
I wanted a space where I could work and just relax with the other adult YouTubers and adult, friends.
Good idea.
Away from the minors.
Good idea.
Yes, I'll admit it. But I was like, okay, I kind of miss the kids,
Did that just make anyone else uncomfy? Did that just make anyone else?
A little bit.
Okay. Okay.
A little bit,
Like, I'm gonna be honest. There are times where it's like, oh, I miss hanging out with all of my friends because not all of my friends are adults. And yeah, I like hanging out with my friends who are not necessarily adults in very specific circumstances. And usually it's in places where there are also adults. But I have never once fucking made the statement, I miss my kid friends. That's kind of fucking weird. Ew. Ew. Just ew. Ew. No, stop, please. If this is the link that's going to continue.
I enjoyed hanging out with them. It felt like isolating. And I probably should have just...
Okay. No, I get it feels isolating only hanging out with a certain group of friends. I can understand that, especially if you're an extrovert.
Renamed it to the Chill Zone. But I was too lazy.
I honestly, you could have asked someone like me who had
She literally explained away her having a server for adults only as just I was too lazy to rename it. You're 31, Arya. There's oh god. Ew. Yeah, the fact that 2 minors were also admins in that server does not make it any better. Oh. Okay.
And Pixel, you were in the adult chill zone, weren't you?
Yeah, another minor. Oh, that's really crazy. That's really fucking weird.
I believe I was at that time. If I remember correctly.
What?
There was 4 minors in that server, if I remember correctly. I think.
Yeah, because Zero was also in there, and Zero confirmed that, and Dusty was in there too.
Yeah, wasn't I thought it was yeah, that one.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was more, apart from them ones.
I'm pretty sure there was more too, but I can't remember any off the top of my head. Nor did I know everyone in that server either. That's why I didn't talk in there all that much. Don't invite kids to an adult-only server. It's crazy. JMG was not one of them, no. At least, I don't think they were. They weren't when I was in there. Was I the first minor to be invited? I think so, Microwave. Because I think I remember Arya saying something about that, which is kind of really fucking weird considering she talked constantly about you flustering her. and shit. Honestly, she was the creepiest towards you. Out of any of the kids, she was very creepy towards you.
Huh.
Not to say she wasn't creepy towards Tails, I just didn't know anything. I wasn't there for the situation with Tails. But like generally speaking, how she interacted with you, Microwave, was extremely uncomfortable. It was kind of why I was glad that Kitty ended up being there. Because like it felt like at the very least, if anything were to happen, then at least she would be there. But that's another thing. Isn't Kitty also a minor?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Strike number fucking 7.
Kitty is. Thing is, Kitty is what, same age as me. So
About yeah. So
she's
Kitty
a little bit older.
Also a minor. It's really fucking weird. There's another minor.
Yeah. It was a rule in my adult chill zone where no NSFW was to be posted in that.
Okay, so here's the thing about those kind of rules, right? One, you can have an adult server and not talk about sexual innuendous stuff. Like, you don't have to talk about NSFW stuff in an adult server. That rule could have just been because you're ace and uncomfortable with it. And here's the best part about it. I have a server that's Pi, that has minors in it, and there's not like a set rule, no NSFW in it, because we just don't post that shit because that's what you do, is not post that shit around minors. It's really fucking crazy. The fact that it has to be specified because it used to be an adult-only server doesn't make this argument any fucking better, Arya. It really doesn't. It doesn't do what you think it does.
Channel. It was inappropriate.
Yeah, because there was minors at the time, and there was between names, but I was one of them, and it was just like I saw no NSFW after that rule was made.
Yeah. If the adult
Just because there's no NSFW doesn't mean it's still weird that you invited kids to an adult-only server. I wasn't over here saying you were talking about fucking the minors in the adult-only server. Jesus God. This Pixel Mercen's mic, holy cow. Yeah, it's bad. Clayton's mic is bad. The fact that Clayton's here is bad, because Clayton is a minor and is the only witness here. This is fucking gross.
adults wanted to, with consent, share NSFW.
Oh, that is
with
Clayton?
each other, it would
Yeah,
have to
that's
be
Clayton.
outside of the Discord channel. It was a chill zone. Nothing really happened there that was inappropriate.
So just call it a chill zone. You know, here's the thing, right? You know, there's a bar. There is a bar. She did speak about inappropriate things in that server, so that doesn't actually change anything. But there is a bar down where I live that has nights every once in a while. It's just a no drinking night. It's just a bunch of adults hanging out, playing darts, having fun. It's just, a super clean night. It's still a bar. Minors still can't go into the bar, even though there's no drinks being served. It's not appropriate because it's an adult-only night. Literally the same thing here. Just because nothing NSFW was happening, which it was, but even though it was, even if it wasn't happening, it's still the same rules. It's an adult-only place. That means no minors. And the fact that I was specifically told when I joined that it was for adults only, and then found out there were minors in there, was really fucking weird. Because Arya did specify that it was for adults only, and I went in to find that Microwave was there. It's actually one of the main reasons why I thought Microwave was an adult.
Yeah, I
Because I did 100% think Microwave was an adult because Microwave was in a server for only adults. It's really fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything because, like, you know, it's fucking an awkward little shit. And I also don't feel that comfortable around other adults. So, you know, I wouldn't have done anything anyways, even if I was maybe under the impression that Microwave was an adult. But that still doesn't change the fact that, like, I was under that impression because Microwave was invited to a server that I was told was strictly for adults. Made it even weirder later on to figure out Flicker was a minor, because also I was under the exact same impression that Flicker was an adult because they were invited to an adult-only server.
Yeah, and then you found out you were very surprised.
I was surprised when I found out that both of them were minors. Very fucking surprised because they were both in a server labeled for only adults.
And then I remember this rule that was like rule number whatever, exceptions. Name.
Yeah.
To not like be there, so
I've had many people in the ACZ, including people that I would list a name, but again, I'm not gonna point out fingers or anything without people's consent. But
okay,
I can assure you that
Oh, so Arya was under the impression that you were an adult. Did you tell Arya you were not an adult when she invited you to that server, Flicker? Was that something you mentioned and she just was like, it's fine anyway?
ACZ was never intended for like dark purposes or, you know, inappropriate behavior. It was mainly a collaboration channel. It went from its original purpose to something completely different.
I'd rather not say my age.
Yes,
No, you're completely, I get it. I'm just curious if that was something that like got brought up when you were invited. Because like, if Arya was under the impression you were an adult and invited you there, that's one thing. But Microwave, we're fully aware.
Yep.
In the ACZ.
No, not when I was invited.
Honestly, if anything inappropriate happened there, I'm pretty sure that they would have taken screenshots to use as evidence against me.
I left that server. The fact that you're that paranoid about that is kind of scary.
Yeah, also question of that, how could we take screenshots when they were said in VC?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious though. Hey, Tails, can you confirm that there were sometimes things inappropriate said in VCs?
Yes, I can confirm.
Microwave, can you confirm that sometimes there were things that were not entirely kid appropriate said in VCs?
Yep.
Flicker, can you confirm that sometimes there were not necessarily 100% child appropriate things said in VCs?
Sure can.
That's 4 people, motherfucker. I don't need no fucking screenshots. That's the thing you're confused about here. When a majority of people say, hey, there were things that were talked about.
Yeah, it was a chill zone. Just for people to hang out. It was a hangout.
It was just a chill zone for adults.
Yeah.
And I was brought in.
It went from one thing to another. I just didn't bother renaming it. The ACZ has been deleted, otherwise I would prove.
Yeah, that's the other question. I see no proof that there wasn't anything inappropriate said in there either. You can't say, oh, they don't have any proof of this, and then be like, well, I don't have any proof either, but like, you know. Because I'm willing to admit that I don't have proof. You deleted? Just trust me, bro. Just trust me. Just trust me and my one witness who is a minor that I am currently grooming.
It seems suspicious that you deleted the server.
I feel so bad, honestly, for Clayton on all this because, like, Clayton is very obviously getting groomed. And like, genuinely speaking, like, if he wasn't so far deep and digging his own fucking hole, like, I like, he is one of the few people I would genuinely be trying to protect here, but I legitimately can't because he doesn't want it, and so I'm not going to. And if anything, he's attacked me outright. So, I'm gonna defend myself. But honestly, I do feel like slightly bad that like he's being in all of this because legitimately he's one of the few people who should just like literally never talk to Arya again.
That it was a rule if to share NSFW art, it had to be between two adults that consented to each other and stuff like that. I can only have pics.
So you just straight up admitted that there was NSFW art shared in that server. As long as it was between two consenting adults, it was fine. There's a whole other unpleasant experience. Oh, God.
So confirm. Or anybody that's watching this that used to be a part of the ACZ chat can confirm that nothing inappropriate happened. All the role plays in there where
everyone else can confer that that never happened, says the 4 people who can say otherwise. Yeah.
Sure.
I don't even know if the role plays in there were 100% appropriate because I didn't fucking watch over those because they always like kind of.
I never entered them.
Like none of them went into like full on sex probably, but like I would assume that some of them got a little spicy.
Yeah.
Oh no, microwave!
No, microwave!
Oh, buddy! Oh, buddy! Oh, huggos for you.
I regret everything.
Love and support for the microwave. Oh God, I feel bad for everyone involved too, because like this type of stuff sucks. I was talking with Zombic, and Zombic wasn't even aware that videos were going up on Arya's channel that he was in. That's why that's why Zombic was so confused on where this came from. Like, generally speaking, people were not aware of this, and I did a lot of this to try to spread awareness because people don't pay attention unless people get involved and people get hurt. And it sucks, and I don't like hurting people. But like this is why I have to. This is why people have to get hurt because it won't stop unless things are put up, boundaries are set, lines are put up, and things are dealt with. This is why. This is exactly why this has to happen. Arya is an extremely dangerous person and extremely manipulative, and this video just almost goes to prove it. She literally has gone over herself several times asking Clayton whether he saw things or didn't see things. That's literally evidence that she's grooming him. Clayton, look, I know you're still wanting to talk with Arya, and there's a good chance I'm not going to speak with you. Not until you start to understand some things, because it puts me in a dangerous situation. And I'm not going to put myself into a dangerous situation for your sake. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. But seriously, buddy, you need to go talk to an adult. You need to go tell an adult, like an actual adult in your life, whether it be a teacher or something else, about some of this stuff. Because generally speaking, they're going to be concerned. If you show this video, my video, to another adult, they're going to be worried. They're going to be fucking worried as hell. Because this is just straight up grooming, Clayton. This is grooming. She's grooming you. And I'm so sorry. I know you won't see it. You don't see it because she's your friend and she says she's not doing that. Therefore, she's not. But I want to remind people that nobody goes down the street and has somebody say, "Oh, hey, I murdered someone today." Bad people don't admit they've done bad things. If anything, them trying to justify their bad actions like this only goes to show that they very much are a bad person. And I'm so sorry you got caught in this. I really, truly am. I'm sorry this has hurt your mental health. Please go talk to an adult. Please. Because I can't help. I can't help. I have to protect other people. You've got to protect yourself. You got to put yourself in a better place. And I'm really sorry that you're put to that point. I genuinely am. But right now, you are in a dangerous spot, lad. And I really hope that eventually things are okay for you. Because I don't wish any ill will on you. I'm not happy that you're supporting a pedophile or working with one or talking with one or hanging out with one. But, like, that's what's going to happen when you're being groomed. So, you know, I don't blame you.
Where not, like, gore and violence was fine. Anybody that posted any videos had to have, like, a trigger warning, and all of
So there were videos posted in the server that was were NSFW and had trigger warnings, but you still put it in a place where a kid could see it. Just a thought.
The videos that were posted didn't contain any sexual things. That was against.
Sexual is not the entire definition of NSFW. Just because it wasn't sexual does not mean it wasn't inappropriate for kids.
The rules. It usually contained violence and gore, FNAF stuff, your generic FNAF stuff, Bendy and the Ink Machine, that kind of thing. Alright, my next point. Honestly, I could make an entire video about dire emergence. So I'm going to skip that for now. And I will admit, I'll be the first to admit, dire emergence, I probably shouldn't have done it. And if I honestly could redo it, I wouldn't allow minors into the cast.
Just because, okay. Listen. Even if you didn't include minors, that doesn't change the topics in that series being handled very poorly. But, you know. Anyway.
That was my fault. Entirely my fault.
NSFW stands for not safe for work, which can be sexual things along with other graphic violence or gore. That is correct. That is the definition. Is anything that would not be safe for a work environment. Or anything not safe for children, which does include extreme gore, extreme violence, and extreme language.
My fault. Anyway, let's start with the main core of this. Let's go over the definition of what it means to be a pedophile.
Oh, let's go! You're talking about yourself! Oh, look at you.
Let's see here. It's a psychosexual disorder.
It's a psychosexual disorder.
Generally affecting adults characterized by sexual interest in children.
Yep.
Or attempts and engage sexual acts with children.
Yep. So, it's specified also for the thing of pedophilia, which, I didn't even really think about originally when making this conversation. So, here we are. We're talking about this. It is the sexual interest or sexual acts. So, you cannot do anything sexual with children and still be a pedophile. Or endorsing pedophilia in this specific scenario. So making comments like, oh, I wish you were legal. I wish you were 18. You know, oh, I wait until they grow to the age of 18. Oh, man, you know, if they were an adult, if I could. Conversations like that, if those sentences have to be said, or just making me flustered, that kind of stuff. It's just, Especially in that kind of a context. Bro, even if I was 18, I would never date her. It still would be fucking weird. There's still like 15 years between you two. It still would be weird.
Yep.
So, have I ever, Pixel, done any of this with you?
No.
Yes. Nixel can say no. He's gonna say no. But there's videos showing otherwise. There's videos of him interacting with minors in a sexual manner. There is so many videos of that. Also, why are you asking a minor? You're asking a minor in this scenario that you're grooming. Of course she's gonna say no. Oh, and that doesn't also, okay. And even then, let's say that she isn't doing anything with Clayton. Let's say, absolutely, 100%. This is just a maybe if scenario. That doesn't mean that she didn't do things with others. Just because she didn't do it with one kid doesn't mean she didn't do it with Microwave. Doesn't mean she didn't do anything with Flicker. Doesn't mean she didn't ever do anything with James. Like, this does not saying that she did or didn't with Flicker, but just like in general, like it doesn't mean she couldn't have done it to other kids. It just doesn't help the fact that you're asking a minor who's currently being groomed by you.
No, and I would know this because I already had a pedophile already in my sewer.
Okay, just because you've experienced a pedophile before doesn't mean that you would know how this stuff works. Actually, if anything, if you were likely groomed once, you're more than likely to be groomed a second time. Fun fact.
Was against me, that tried to do stuff with me. I got rid of that person a while ago.
Just because there was an extreme case of pedophilia doesn't mean there couldn't be a more minor case of it. And in this scenario, this isn't major. This is just subtle. There's a difference.
And no, Arya has not shown any of these.
Just because you dealt with a pedo once doesn't mean you're not immune to grooming. Yep.
Yes. I have a screenshot of that, actually. Thank you for providing that, Pixel.
Yep.
This one, I believe? No. No, that's not it. I'll get to that in a bit.
Oh, and just because you've reported another pedophile before doesn't mean that you're not a pedophile yourself. I want to preface that. Because, of course, you're going to be against another pedophile if you're trying to hide the fact that you're a pedophile.
Real pedo, I think. Here we go.
Okay, so we're actually going to talk about this because here's the thing. I have a screenshot conversation with a friend of mine. I want to read a little bit of what they said out loud. I'm not sure I can label them by name, and I'm not going to. I should say that Lycan, the one using the screenshot here, happens to be a friend of mine. And while I can confirm that this is probably something that he would say, it's not. The problem is that he's younger. It's not something he would say knowing someone was younger than him. He was a minor at the time this screenshot was taken. He's not a pedophile. He's never been accused of anything outside of this one incident. This is literally their only screenshot of him. They don't know what they're talking about. He literally turned 18 last year. I can confirm that he's not 22, like what's being spoken about in this screenshot, that he is 19. The fact that Clayton is claiming someone is older than him when he himself has previously lied about his age is upsetting, especially because this is one of my best friends, and they shouldn't be getting dragged into this. This is very much their humor. They're very satirical, and they use a lot of dark humor that can be inappropriate at times. If you set boundaries, they usually stop. Honestly, he's one of the nicest people in the world, and I don't understand why he was brought into this. Now, I have no proof to say he is or isn't, but I do have to ask now, Tails, Flicker, Nixel, and Microwave, because you've been around them longer. Honestly, Liam might even know here. Did Clayton lie about his age at any point in time? Did that happen? Was that a thing that happened?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I believe he did, actually. I can't remember.
I wouldn't know.
I
Sorry.
believe,
I think it might have been brought
believe
up.
I
but
heard
I-
about it
no-
before, yeah.
I think it might have brought up once when I was around, but basically I majority didn't sit in the service as much with him because I didn't want
The
to.
fact
I
that a
preferred
lot
to
of
be
people
in
are
those
saying
places.
this sounds about right kind of says that this probably did happen. I have no proof this happened, so I'm not going to say definitely. But there's a lot of people who are saying that he did and potentially did. So, take that as you will.
So this is an example of what a real pedophile behaves like.
Oh.
If
Oh, so here's the thing. This is a conversation between this person and Clayton. So they're under the impression that Clayton's older. I was about to ask you a question, you fucking Clayton. I need to talk to you in a VC. Can I have an invite to the production server? I won't be annoying. What's your problem with me? Do you want to be?
Have I ever done this to you?
No, you haven't.
Have I ever harassed you?
No.
Thank you. I would never use this foul language to any of the minors, much less adults.
That I can confirm. Ari has definitely not used this kind of language towards me. I can at least say that, but that doesn't excuse. I mean, that doesn't mean that there aren't more subtle ways. She's just not outright foul.
No.
And if I can speak, this is the person who was doing this towards me. This person was, I think I was 16 at the time. This person was 22. And
They're not 22. They are currently 19. And this happened at least a year ago. So they were 18, maybe 17 when this happened.
using this language, a lot of this was verbal and it was very uncomfortable until this person stopped.
And apparently under the impression that Clayton was older.
It was just getting to the point where this kept happening. I kept kicking this person and everything like that, but they still kept doing this, and I just I had to get rid of this person. I did not.
But again, just because you've experienced a pedophile once doesn't mean you couldn't experience it again.
Want my community being a part of. I did not want my community staying with this person.
Okay. Now, this goes on to my next point. Do you see a name right here? Right here. This person's name associated with this. This is visual proof that this person here is a pedophile.
No, it's not. It's not visual proof. It's visual proof that they're inappropriate. But there's no proof of age. In fact, the age has been just completely dismissed in general. But also, there's no evidence that they were under the impression that Clayton was also a child. They could be a creepy little shit, don't get me wrong. But this is not proof of pedophilia. Just saying.
There is no proof like this.
There is. And just because it's not screenshot evidence, the fact that more than one witness can confirm that this stuff happened is kind of, something that's a little scary.
Saying that I am a pedophile. I have never, ever sexted or been crass with a minor. Ever.
Honestly, I'd be curious, Microwave, if you were to go into your DMs with Arya and search up the term blush and see what comes up. See how many times she talked about making you blush. We want screenshot evidence of this shit.
Jesus Christ. Hold on a second. I gotta scroll all the way down. Hold on, there we go.
Literally open it in the search bar. Just type out like blush, blushing, blush.
Search bar. There we go. Let's see.
Look up the term flustered too.
Flustered.
Because she uses the term flustered a lot too. They haven't seen the evidence video, have they? They say they did, but no, they don't. But if their entire argument is just they don't have any evidence like this, okay, but you still haven't disproved the evidence that is there.
May not be in DMs, actually. Maybe in somewhere else. Let me check real quick. Because I think
And also, just because it didn't happen in DMs doesn't mean it didn't happen at all either. I'm just curious.
Yeah, hold on. I also have an RP. Hold on.
Oh.
I think.
Interesting.
Oh, yep.
Gib.
Here.
Grabby ham.
I was like, here's just one screenshot. Hold on. And people can see this too.
Ew.
If you want to, yeah, you can go into RP1. I might actually lock that pretty soon.
You're right. I have access to this.
Yep.
But there you go. You want screenshot evidence that Arya was weird to microwave? Yeah, this is kind of weird. Especially since you are aware that this is a minor.
Hello, I'm 16. I am a minor.
Let's see. In roleplay 1 from I have to actually go find her ID.
Let me grab it for you.
No, I got it. She's literally the last person to talk in there. It's not that hard.
I have it right here. That's all. That's what I was asking.
I can spell it right.
Oh, yep. Oh my god. Oh god, that is so freaking cringe, dude.
Here's another one. Okay. Where's the mute chat? There's the mute chat. That way I can pull it up in the browser. There you go. Nothing sexual, but definitely inappropriate. Oh, here we go. Someone else's name is gonna get slightly brought in. No, hang on. You know what? I'll just mark this out, actually. You know? Because they've got literally nothing to do with this. I mean, they don't work with Arya anymore anyway. They got literally nothing to do with this. Just want to make sure it's all. And here's this is even that Vanya character, that one that's gonna get talked about later on, the one that's like the child of Aaron's best friend in this other fucking universe bullshit. Here you go. Oh, there's no text proof. There's no text proof, Arya. There's none. Yeah, you didn't say words like daddy to fucking microwave, but that doesn't necessarily mean there wasn't anything weird going on, friend. Like, what the fuck?
The moment that happens, like, Jesus Christ.
Come on, pedophiles are not necessarily that vulgar. I'm gonna be honest. Usually they're not. Usually they're very subtle. To be honest, the fact that this is so out there and vulgar does make me question whether or not they are, because that's not something that, like, that's somebody an adult says to another adult that's creepy, but, like, you know, thinks they're an adult. This is not something that's said to a minor under the impression that that person is a minor.
And I can't prove that because there's no evidence to prove that.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Texted or been crass with a minor, ever. And I can't prove that because there's no evidence to prove that. I don't know how I can prove that, to be honest.
Yeah. The only thing you could do is prove that the screenshots I've got are false, or the people that I've got are false. And in which case, there's just too many. There's just too many. But no, yeah.
Because it never happened.
Yep.
Let's see. Let's show another example. Pedophile. A real pedophile. Here. This person.
Okay. This has been used a few times in this whole situation. You might have heard this name, Tater. Tater is, in fact, a pedophile. I'm not going to say they're not. They've never been a part of my cast, though. So their whole situation was never really on my radar. Because, you know, I've never spoken either way about them. So I've never needed to, like, talk about it. I don't know why Tater's gotten brought into this. Tater's a pedophile, sure. And I get that we're using pedophiles as an example, but I don't understand why they're being used.
I can point out what I can agree with Mike with Tater's being Mike with cast, Kratos cast, and Arya's cast.
Which is why Arya should make a statement about it separately. Why is it being involved in this? How is this proof that Arya is not a pedophile?
It's just showing, quote unquote, it's showing proof of different people, really. Like, it's, God.
If anything, by the looks of it, is Tater here mentions the fact that, you know, they have no sexual intentions, but that, you know, they're still dating a minor, and so it's not illegal. So, and that's still, like, obviously creepy. Like, that still makes you a pedophile to have, like, a romantic interest in a minor. That's still pedophilic. It's really weird. It's almost like that is something you had for microwave, which is why it was mentioned so many times. Really strange. This whole situation is just fucking, a lot of this is just, well, it's not enough proof. No, that's not how this works no more. You can't just say it's not enough proof. You've literally shown no proof to specifically against anything I've said. Your proof has been, well, look how I handled this other situation. You know what I have proof of? I have proof that you didn't remove Stars Art Studio from your or Kirito's cast until I made it public. That's what I
can also confirm that because I was there in the cast at the time as well.
Arya and Kirito were both given screenshots of Stars Art Studio's actions in roleplay chats, and they both denied any form of repercussions. I gave my cast a heads up, specifically because anyone who was still working for her at the point that I went public was going to get their butt booted. And you know what? Arya and Kirito both got their butt booted.
Yes, along with that one, Ari told me about it. Like, you know, she gave me the stuff about it, so I removed them. But then, you know, I got left in there. So you've told me. So, you know,
I mean, Liam, you were the one in the screenshots. Can't you confirm that at some point we had a conversation because Kirito was role playing with Star too, and I mentioned the screenshots and gave them to Arya? You were there for that. Those are your screenshots.
Yeah, I was.
So there you go.
I was there for that. Yeah.
Like they're like, you know, if you know Liam is the minor involved, so I'm not only going to ask the minor, but you know, Tails even confirmed too that that's what happened. Like I can look through, I can grab chats where I talk with people on this. I can confirm that because I was in the fan server. She wasn't moved from there immediately as well. I didn't know about that either. So there you go. Pedophile wasn't removed when she was called out. It was until later. Yikes. So, like, you know, in this scenario, sure, in this one, you removed a pedophile when you found out about it, but there's actually proof that in a lot of other scenarios, you did not.
Person was in my cast recently, and I was submitted these screenshots as proof that this person is a pedophile. If you look at my community post from yesterday, I said Tater. Tater.
Yeah, you mentioned Tater. Again, what the fuck does this have to do with you being a pedophile? I don't think you quite understand what... I don't think you get it.
Again, this is visual proof.
Yes, just because another pedophile happens to exist does not mean you're not a pedophile, for the love of God. The fact that this is an argument that's happening is mind-blowing.
Associated with the name Tater. There is no proof that my name is associated with anything.
Yes, there is. There is so much fucking proof that your name is associated with shit. There's so much. It's not associated with this. It's not associated with this particular circumstance. You're right. Because this isn't about you. That's about Tater. What Tater has to do with a situation with you, I don't fucking know. Is this meant to be character proof? Is that what this is? Is this character proof? It's not. It's really not, because it doesn't prove anything. Like, it proves that, like, you happen to be somewhat cognitively aware that another pedophile exists, and you had 2 fucking brain cells to kick them. Whoop-de-fucking-doo-dah. Like, what? This proves literally nothing. This proves nothing. And in fact, again, this entire video you have spent time and time again literally fucking proving repeatedly that you're grooming a minor. That's the proof that's in this video. That you're looking to a minor constantly for reassurance on this video. You're constantly looking to only a minor for evidence, and specifically only one that can collaborate your story. One that you've manipulated to the point where they're going to say whatever the fuck you want them to say, because that's how you've conditioned them. That's the minor in this video. All right? This isn't proof of anything. What this is proof of is that you're a shit and terrible person, and that you're a pedophile. You're a grooming, manipulative pedophile.
Because, again, it never happened.
It did happen.
It did. Tater was caught saying it's okay to date minors, which is extremely disgusting.
It is gross.
It's
very
nauseating.
gross. And at least you're self-aware enough to know not to date a minor because, like, you know it would be illegal, but just because you're aware it's illegal doesn't mean anything. Hello. Hey, Ness. Welcome to the brain cell losing chamber.
For minors.
So far, we're not even halfway through the video, and Arya has yet to show any form of proof. Disproving any of my screenshots? She's used mental illness and not taking your medication as an excuse for breaking my back. I'm sorry. Hurting me. And has yet to even say what the fuck she was confessing about. She said that she hurt me, but she didn't say how. People who commit crime typically know it's a crime. Yeah, it's crazy.
It makes me sick to my stomach. It makes me angry. It makes me shake.
Mm-hmm. Sure it does.
But there's
Again, you allowed Star to be around, so why is Tater any different?
more proof. It gets even better.
What does Tater have to do with this?
He said he or she or whatever stated it's okay to date minors. They sent 18 plus NSFW art to a minor. And this is my proof. Again, name associated with NSFW.
Cool.
This is proof. This is real proof.
No.
Not he said, she said.
Okay. He said, she said would be if I said it. But there are screenshots proof. You're trying to prove that she can figure out another pedophile? Yeah, it depends on if your settings don't have it on. And it happened. I'm not gonna say it didn't. Tater is a pedophile. This did happen. But this literal case is irrelevant. This whole thing is irrelevant.
But I'm gonna get to that. Don't you worry.
We're gonna skip through this.
I'm just showing you what visual.
We're not actually going to skip through this. We're just gonna talk over it.
I immediately kicked Tater. I didn't even message them. I was just like, nope, not in my watch.
Cool, kick yourself.
Even though I don't have any minors in my cast. Most of them.
I don't have any minors in my cast. Oh, really? And then what's Clayton?
Yeah, what's Clayton doing over there?
I mean, 16.
He's not anymore, but he was. Did you just say no adults and then say they were 16 and older?
My cast.
Most
of them are age 16 plus.
Wait.
Hang on.
I was shown this, and I immediately kicked Tater. I didn't even message them. I was just like, nope, not in my watch. Even though I don't have any minors in my cast. Most of them are age 16 plus.
Most of them are 16 plus. Aren't you aware that a minor is 18 plus? I know in other countries that it's 16 plus. But I'm going to be honest, are you? Now, hang on. Just come a little closer. Come a little closer. You're not British, you dipshit. You're not British. You're not from another country. You are a fucking American. You are a Floridian piece of shit. Okay? You aren't under the guidelines of anything else that is not, is 18 and up, bitch. That's an adult, not 16. Oh, God.
Dude, even I was 15 when I was in their cats. It's like,
I mean, 16, about to be 17, but.
Woo! You're about to be 17. Just because it's age of consent does not mean that they are an adult. And anyways, the way that age of consent works is that at the age of 16, you can legally have sex with someone who's 18, not anyone older. Or anyone younger. That's the way age of consent works. Still doesn't apply to a 31-year-old woman.
As a rule, going forward in my series, I'm probably not going to allow minors into my cast. And I've said it multiple times.
You had an adult-only server that you told me there were no kids in, but yet...
Honestly, I'm uncomfortable with having anyone in my cast that is under 18 after everything.
Mm-hmm. Says the one who missed the kids.
But They joined before I made that statement. The minor and somebody else. But everybody else in my cast is 18 plus. But at the same time, we're not even doing anything. We don't even get in the voice calls. It's just literally a Discord. It's a dead Discord, to be honest. I don't even know if I want to keep doing YouTube after it. I'm not sure.
Please, for the love of God, don't continue doing YouTube. Like, I get that you're gonna be like, oh, you said no, so therefore I am. But like, seriously though, fucking go get help, please. Stop being on a platform where there are kids. Please stop.
All right, it gets even.
She said she would quit before, and she didn't. Yeah, this is just guilt tripping. Anyways, this whole like, I don't even know if I'm gonna continue doing. That's guilt tripping. Stop.
Even better. This is more proof of this disgusting behavior.
Oh, more proof that Tater's a pedophile.
And
what the fuck does this have anything to do?
The minor in question
with you
is sticking up for said Tater. Tater's own grandmother got involved. And this is just deplorable. Yes, stupid and inappropriate, but what?
Stop talking about Tater. This has nothing to do with Tater.
Sexual attraction to children. Yes, that is true. But any attraction towards minors is highly inappropriate.
Any attraction towards a minor is highly inappropriate. Any.
Appropriate. Like, it's not even just sexual. Like, physical attraction, sexual attraction, it's pedophilia. It's all pedophilia. Being in a relationship with a child is pedophilia. It's not just about sex.
Look, Arya, you're explaining yourself. Look, it's not just about sex. Look at you. You're getting it, except you're not because you're stupid.
Okay. Okay.
Oh my God.
I've had conversations. Okay, let me get to the rest of the screen. Okay, some of you guys remember Star Art Studio. Correct? Star Art Studio had proof, and I'm not going to show it. It's on Pandy's community tab, and in documents, it's all over.
Oh, I mentioned that. That's why she's going to bring it up.
Everybody knows Star Art Studio. They had visual proof of Star's name sexting a minor.
I just had proof of you making really weird comments about a minor. But, you know, again, it doesn't have to be sexual, my dude. That's what you just said, right? Because that's the definition. It's literally just, like, attraction towards minor. What's your point?
There is no proof of me sexting minors.
Just because you didn't sext a minor doesn't mean you aren't a pedophile. What?
At all. None. Because I never did it. I never sexted minors. I don't condone sexting minors. I hate pedos. Like, I'm getting sick to my stomach. I want to throw up right now. To be accused of something that isn't even true is just... I don't know how to explain it.
It's almost weird. Calls in VCs do exist. Not sexting doesn't equal not a pedo. Yep.
It's not a good feeling. It's not good being called vile, disgusting, monster.
You shouldn't feel fucking good about it, because you are. You're vile and disgusting and a monster. You're a goddamn pedophile. What the fuck?
Deranged. Nasty, nasty words.
I used deranged towards Kay. I don't think I ever used deranged towards Arya, though I might be wrong. I mean, she kind of fit that definition, to be quite honest, with how crazy she was about being obsessed with me, but...
I was involved in taking down Star Art Studio. And here's proof that I submitted a police report. Or tried to.
Okay, so this is proof that she tried to submit a police report. I want to preface this. With Star's art studio and that situation, I'm so sorry, Star, you're getting brought into this. Actually, I'm not really sorry you're getting brought into this because, you're a pedophile too. But to be quite honest, this has nothing to do with you, and I don't know why you got brought into this. So, I'm more sorry in that regard because, this has nothing to do with you. And I apologize that this has to be brought up here. Let me see. The situation with Star happened twice. There were two different situations because Star was given a second chance after the first sexting. And then, then it happened again. So let's see. Arya's DMs. We're going to go down and we're going to go look at this. Right. So the second time that Star was removed was October 7th, 2021. This conversation happened 2022. So this was the second time. Star was removed the first time, and Arya and Kirito were both respectively removed because of the fact that, they were still supporting her the first time. I can even show you. Copy. So this is a group chat me and Goat had when we were the second time around, when we were trying to see if Star was actually trying to change. She did not. We removed her. That's what happened. Just said and done. But, and it's taking a second because I accidentally misclicked. You can see she was removed 2021. This conversation, this happened in 2022. This is not the first time Star was removed. This was after the second. In fact, I'm even going to go into my server and go doopity doopity doop. Please. Announce in announcement. No, notifications, isn't it? Notifications. Star. Give me a second. It's lagging a bit. Looking around. It's gonna take a few moments. Especially since I used to have Star's thing on the bot. So it's gonna take a moment. But I'll get it. It's just gonna take a hot second. I don't mind taking the moment and the time. I want to harass my staff about this. This is back in 2021. Ba, 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 ba. Slowly be working on her stuff. Will not be quick, so please hold. Yep. Here's the first time. This is when it was released. Was back in Okay. Hang on. Sexting a minor. There we go. So she was removed back in June of 2021. You made that police report in 2022. This does not prove anything. In fact, since you were aware, at least, because it was made public at this point, why did it take you over half a year, if not a full year, to supposedly make a police report? Didn't take me that long.
To take down Star Art Studio. I've spent months working with Pandy to take down Star Art Studio, and I'm still monitoring for said behavior. Or trying to find alts for them to keep them off of the YouTube. I'm not going to read it. It's all there. You can go ahead and pause.
Yeah, and I just gave you timestamps to prove that this screenshot literally means nothing. Like, cool, bro. You reported it after several months, but you did initially get kicked because you were working with her after the first screenshots were shown.
I use crass language because I was angry. I want these assholes in the ground. I don't like pedos. Period. It's not okay. It's disgusting.
It is.
And vile.
Agreed.
I offered to do anything I could to take down Star.
Yeah. Again.
Be a witness or whatever.
After.
I could.
It's really weird how that works out like that. It's almost like you can be against pedophiles and still be pedophilic and use that to, like, hide yourself as being a pedophile. It's really crazy.
So, here's some more proof that I am not a pedo.
Right. Okay. If all of the proof is literally just she helped remove other pedophiles, therefore she's not a pedophile herself, I'm going to scream. I'm just saying, because none of this is proof that she is not a pedophile. This is proof other people were pedophiles, and this is proof that at the time she helped get rid of said pedophiles, but this is literally not proof that she is not a pedophile.
Let's see. I mean, it doesn't really matter. This was taken, yes, this is the first one. I honestly picture myself with someone older, meaning I have a preference for older people.
And yet, out of the many, many people you've dated, there was only one person you dated who was older than you. Really strange. And some of them have gotten really young.
People that are my age, 30, 40s.
No, that's not true. You said you have a preference, but oh boy, you don't show it.
And I admitted it. It was weird. I felt uncomfortable. I've always been self-conscious about dating, my exes. That were younger than me.
Didn't you just show a whole definition for borderline personality disorder that shows that you're just uncomfortable with people in general, not specifically because it's pedophilic? So what's your story here? Is it because you're uncomfortable because you have borderline personality disorder? Or is it uncomfortable because you think it's weird that they're younger than you? And this also doesn't explain why you were creepy obsessive with me. Because guess what? I'm fucking younger than you by like 10 years. I'm younger than you by like a lot. Actually, I think it's only 9, but that doesn't really change much of anything.
10-year gap, 9-year gap. It felt weird. It felt strange. At first, I wouldn't want to be with them.
Yeah, here, even you can see that I was like, being an older actor in the fandom, it's intended for a younger audience. I get that. I never ever touch or hurt anyone. I understand the gap is concerning, but the people that are of age chased me down and wouldn't let me go, so I gave in. So if a minor were to say chase her, she would be okay with it because they chased her. They chased her. She can't say no, apparently. And also, 9 years isn't bad. That's not when you're an adult. That is kind of normal. It's weird, but it's not like, illegal or anything. Again, 9 years isn't a bad gap. Yeah, close to my grandparents. I mean, it's weird, but it's not that bad. Specifically because in this scenario, she was talking about the person who was older than her. The one older person she dated. The one who happened to be 9 years older than her. In the opposite direction. And that's not weird because she's 31. That's not a weird age gap when you start getting older. That's quite common. But, no, typically someone 30 does not date an 18-year-old. That's weird.
But I kind of just lonely. I was vulnerable. So I would give them a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I did.
Wait a fucking second. Back it up.
Want to be with them. It felt strange. Younger than me. 10-year gap, 9-year gap. It felt weird. It felt strange. At first, I wouldn't want to be with them.
What about me, Arya?
I'm just lonely. I was vulnerable.
What about me?
So I would give them a chance.
What about me, Arya?
Yes.
You chased me down. You tried very hard to chase me down. In fact, the screenshots I showed, the ones of you talking about reminding me that you're interested in me. I hate to break it to you, Arya, but you seem to forget that I am fucking 9 years younger than you. You were very interested in me, Arya, and it was very fucking creepy. Don't give me this, I was uncomfortable with it, bro. Then you wouldn't have said anything. You wouldn't have done anything. You would have left it the fuck alone. And you certainly wouldn't have continued to push my boundaries after I said that I wasn't interested. Because to be quite honest, the main reason I wasn't interested in Arya was because she was 9 years older than me, and I thought it was weird. I even said it here. It's weird. It's weird.
Did. And I agreed, Pandy. Yeah, it's weird. I agree. It is weird. 10-year.
Yeah, it is fucking weird. So why were you making really fucking creepy comments on Twitter towards me, Arya? Why were there creepy comments made towards me? If it's weird that there was a 9-year age gap, why was there creepy comments made towards me? Why did you flirt with me? Why do you flirt with other people if it's so fucking weird? If it's so fucking weird, why did you go behind my back to ask Kat if we could date? It's so fucking weird.
Gap is weird. I agree. But loneliness.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 10-year gap, I'm 31.
Mm-hmm.
So 21. That's above the age of 18.
Mm-hmm.
10-year gap is okay.
It's legal, but it's still fucking weird.
Here's another instance where I said,
yeah, I'm kind of happy we aren't together anymore. She's just turned 20. Oh god, she's so much younger. Apparently younger likes me. Anyways. I don't blame you. Always pictured myself with someone older. This is an uncomfy conversation. Apparently younger likes me. I didn't like microwave. He liked me. That's what vibes this has, and it's fucking creepy as hell. Never mentioned being uncomfortable with that before or not wanting to date certain people. It's still very weird. She said it twice. Said something about picturing herself with someone older, but again, she never really dated anyone. She reminds me deathly of someone.
I always
same.
pictured
There's
myself with someone older.
actually something with this as well. So I'm not sure if you known about Arya before. She has tried, commit suicide before, she got with Kratos. And as I was one of the people who, got really concerned when she came back online, so if I was 18 at the time, she would have dated me. But then Kratos was, their second option.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
I even remember when you were added back to the cast, Arya like made a big deal out of it. She like went to my DMs and was like, "Oh, Tails has been really creepy towards me because he's a minor." And I was like, "Okay, well, Tails hasn't had a problem, so okay, you dodged a bullet there, Tails. You dodged a bullet."
Back then, I was really younger, so I didn't understand. I was just doing what I had feelings for. But then, now noticing,
But that's the problem, though. You're young. You didn't understand. Arya did understand. And Arya, even though you were still very pushy about having feelings for Arya, didn't remove you until much later.
Yep.
That's not what you do in a situation where a minor's crushing on you.
At another date. 2022.
Oh.
A few months back.
Yeah.
And again, in the evidence video, Pandy, you stated one of my exes was 17? Yeah, no.
I didn't say she was 17, you dipshit. Oh God, no. I said she was 18. I said she was 18, not 17. You didn't actually listen to that video. Go back over. Have fun. Go ahead. Go back over. Like, I'll give you, well, I'm not going to actually give you time because you could pause this video. But like, yeah, go watch over the whole thing. I said repeatedly that she was 18, 19. I didn't know how old she was now, and I don't know how long they dated, but I know she was generally 18, 19 when they started dating because Arya made comments about waiting until she turned 18 to date her. No, she wasn't 17. She was never 17 when they started dating. She did wait until 18. So she crushed on her hard when she was 17. But no, she was not 17 when they dated. And that's fucking weird. That's fucking.
No. I met them when they were 19.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say their name.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Uh-huh.
We dated when they were 19.
Uh-huh.
So you can confirm that, right?
Yeah, I was good friends with that person. Yeah. They were 19.
Uh-huh.
And they turned 20 in August.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
And again, I'm uncomfortable.
Fascinating, bro. Cool story. Again, I'd like to preface that I never said that they were 17. I said they were 18, 19, which 19 seems to be the correct age, apparently, which still means I was right and that they're fucking young as shit. And still makes the comment, I would wait until they're 18 to date them. Still fucking weird, but
about dating people younger than myself.
Whatever.
It makes me unsure. Not to say that younger people are bad or immature or anything. It's just, I feel it's weird.
This coming from the person that would get pissed off all the time for being treated like she was 31. Like, all the time. She gets so fucking pissed. Actually, when she was admitting feelings for me, that's when I was drunk that night. One of the things she made a comment about is the reason why she was attracted is because I didn't treat her age. Ugh.
And there's a good point with it. There's something called age gap, like, it's like, I'm sorry, there's police in the background.
Swoogity swoogity. They might be coming for your booty eventually.
Or police or whatever it is. Anyway, my main point was gonna say that there's issues with large age gaps. You know, physically, I'm gonna break down before. You know, there's differences between like social norms and what's acceptable and unacceptable, and there's this barrier, a social barrier between ages, age groups and such.
There is.
Or misunderstandings.
You're right.
But I like to be as open as I can. But I'm not as open as being a fucking pedophile. No, thank you.
Yeah, you are, but...
Anyway, so that's my proof about what a real pedophile is versus...
That's yeah, okay. So the idea is that because these are real pedophiles, this means she's not somehow. No.
You know me.
Not how that works.
There's another point here as well.
Not how that works. Not how that works.
I'll get into
that's
my
not how
confession.
that works.
On a few of the videos I've watched, I didn't watch them all, I'll admit. I saw that one of my previous cast members had mentioned, and Pixel will confirm this too, that I had talked about sex in front of a minor. Yes, I did. But it was very...
Whoa! Look at that! You'll admit that you talked about sex in front of a minor! Case closed! Look at that! Case closed!
Very uncomfortable for me.
No, it wasn't. You were quite thrilled to talk about your series that you quite ignored the fact that they were a minor. That's kind of the problem.
Extremely uncomfortable.
No. No, because you talked about it a few times.
I'm not supposed to do this.
Yeah,
I shouldn't do this. That's why I...
Yeah, you shouldn't do it. So you should have stopped and not done it. It's crazy. That was really weird. Oh, man.
You know.
Or the bird and the bees. That's what Arya said. It was either or bird.
No, that's not what Arya said. Arya did not say and the birds and the bees, and Clayton cannot confirm that because Clayton was not there for the recording that me and JMG talk about. That's not the recording we're referring to. So, straight up, Clayton can't even confirm, because I showed you guys, Clayton cannot confirm the incident that we talk about, because Clayton wasn't even there. So having Clayton say, oh yeah, this wasn't talked about, is just utter horseshit. And it's funny as shit to me, because, it just goes to prove that she's got no evidence, and the one piece of evidence she does have is a kid that she's groomed.
Birds and bees. This minor was, I'm going to say 14, I believe, maybe a little bit older.
Yeah.
And
did I ever get into what the birds and bees meant?
Yes.
No.
Did I ever talk about or get involved or deeply invested into talking about sex with a minor?
Yes, you did.
No.
No. Thank you.
You did.
I think I was there for that VC. Yes, you were, SK. You were. You sat in as a body actor. Microwave can confirm that happened. Yeah. I'm pretty sure SK can confirm that happened. Flickr can confirm that happened. JMG can confirm that happened.
I don't exactly remember.
If Nixel remembered, but Nixel was in that VC too. Shifty was in that VC. Hales was in that VC. So many people were in that VC.
If Shifty was around that VC at the time, I'd probably been there as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
because it was for the Christmas special. It was for the Christmas special.
Yeah.
I was
I
very
remember, because I remember I told you that I fucked you in the recording.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there were a lot of people there for that call, and none of them were fucking Clayton. So, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how Clayton can confirm whether this conversation happened or not, because Clayton wasn't there.
I think the Christmas special is posted on our channel.
It is.
Actually.
I showed it earlier in the video.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I showed all the people who was in that episode in that video earlier. Just to prove that, Clayton's not in this, so I don't know why Clayton's talking.
No.
How would you have known?
A pedophile over
More.
how much percent of YouTubers would be pedophiles if that were the case?
What?
What?
That's a really random question.
Well, that has nothing to do with. I'm sorry. Is it because Is she asking whether or not she simply said the birds and the bees mean that YouTubers are a pedophile? Is that what she's trying to insinuate that I said? Because it's not what I said, but I'm curious as to what she's insinuating here. I'm very confused on what the argument is.
A lot.
Look at Hell of a Boss. Look at Vizzy Pop.
What does this have anything to do?
Why is he? Why is he bringing in animation?
Those
adult
literally
cartoon.
have an 18+ like
warning at the beginning of videos,
and also like warn about like excessive gore and talking.
And here's
about that kind of stuff.
and here's the other thing. Yeah, Birds and the Bees ain't very Christmassy. Yeah, I know, right?
That's just one example. Markiplier makes crude jokes all the time. Jacksepticeye, everybody makes crude jokes.
Matt Pat used to make jokes back in the day like that.
Exactly. Is he a pedophile? No.
No, because he's not attracted to minors and has not made comments about being attracted towards minors or attracted towards a specific individual that is a minor. You have. You've made those statements. There are people that have heard those statements. You sat in a VC and you described a sex to a minor. It was very fucking explicit. It was very fucking direct. What the hell? Why? How this still does not. If you're saying, oh, the birds and the bees, innuendos, any of that, like, yeah, no, that doesn't make you a pedophile. If that's it, but that's not the only thing. That doesn't excuse the fact that you had minors in positions where they were dating you. It doesn't excuse the fact that you had minors in positions where they were supposed to crush on you. That doesn't excuse the fact that you were fucking into it. That doesn't excuse any of that. So why is that being brought up like that's fucking proof? It's not. It proves you're a fucking creep because you seem to want to put things down to its basics to try to ignore the fact that you did some really shitty things. If anything, all this does is prove even more that you're creepy because you're going out of your way to come up with bullshit answers and bullshit questions that are irrelevant to the subject at hand or irrelevant to the topic, or even irrelevant to the specific situation, just so that it makes you look better. That makes it so much fucking creepier. If you have to ask these types of questions to make yourself fucking look good, or make these kind of statements to make yourself look good, I'm fucking scared. I'm scared of how many kids you've hurt.
And mine wasn't even a joke. It was an uncomfortable, birds and bees.
You were not uncomfortable. You were very happy to talk about your conversation.
Sensitive topics. It's not my place.
Yeah, well,
never was my place to begin with.
Yeah, it's not. No,
job, not mine.
Yep, you're right.
I am not a parent. I may be a good babysitter, but I'm not a parent.
No,
yes,
you're not.
I admit it. Yes, I'm the bad guy. Ooh. I'm sorry. I'm just dizzy.
Yeah, you are the bad guy.
Ooh. Yeah, that's my proof. Yes, I talked about the birds and the bees in front of minors. You got me. But I literally said, or doing the nasty. I didn't get into details. And these were between my
there were a few times you did kind of get into... Yes, okay, they're between your OCs. You know who else did role plays between their own Cs that did sex? Star and Liam. They were Star's characters. You know what? It still made it fucking nasty. It still made it fucking pedophilia because Liam's a minor and Liam plays one of those characters. Microwave's a minor. Anything nasty that happened between you, like Microwave and you, didn't necessarily need to be Microwave and you. It could have been between two characters. Anything nasty that happens between Arya and Drake in that series is just as fucking weird because Drake is played by a fucking minor. Anything that happens in fucking episode is still fucking weird. Characters do not excuse it. This is literally the excuse that was used for Star's art studio on why the behavior that happened with Liam was okay. You are using the exact same justification as a pedophile. And you know what's fucking funny? You just spent the whole time being like, look at these pedophiles. This is an example of pedophilia. Cool. As you're fucking doing something that literally another pedophile did.
Themselves. My own 18 plus characters doing things together as consenting adults. Again, no pedophilia.
That is pedophilia. That is straight up pedophilia because your characters were being played by minors.
Fucking hate pedophiles.
Well, then then it explains why you hate yourself. Then, Jesus
They're
fuck.
nasty.
Yeah, you are nasty.
Okay. Now that the pedophilia claim has been squashed.
No, it's not been squashed. You literally proved literally nothing. You proved absolutely dick diddly. We're halfway through the video and you've proven literally nothing. You've admitted to doing literally nothing wrong. You've done nothing. The one time you came close to it is you mentioned the fact that, oh, I talked about the birds and the bees around minor, so you straight up admitted to it, but you said it in a sarcastic ass tone, meaning you don't admit to it. So I don't fucking know what you want. Honestly, this entire video has made your point so much fucking worse because you're literally getting evidence from a fucking minor that you've groomed. Good fucking God, Arya.
That minor don't even know what they're talking about.
The minor wasn't even there for a lot of it. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about at this point. Yeah, where are the other adults, Arya? Where are these other adults that could confirm things? Where's these other people who were involved?
Where's the other people you're talking about?
I have like literally several people who have spoken up throughout all this. Several. Some of them are minors. Some of them are adults. I've got a mixed bag of both. You only have a singular minor. At this point, I don't even want to go through the rest of this video. I might take a break, take a step back real quick, and then come back to this. Because honestly, this is fucking gross. And if I have to sit here any longer and listen to this nasty ass, vile fucking piece of shit's voice, I'm going to make heckin' lose it. So, you know what? I'm gonna go BRB. You all have fun. Okay, we're back. I'm sorry that took so long. Well, you guys wouldn't have noticed I paused the recording. But, you know, I needed to take a step away. I needed to take a step back. I needed to this was a lot. This was a lot, but let's keep going.
Or debunked. Well, let's move on.
Okay. It's not been debunked.
Racism. A racist is someone who believes that their race makes them better, more intelligent, more moral than people of other races and who does or says unfair or harmful things as a result.
Yep.
Have I ever been racist before? Where's the proof? I don't see any proof of me being a racist.
What do you mean you don't see any proof of you being a racist? There's videos with it. There's videos of you outright saying that your species is okay to be treated like shit because they're just like animals. Well, because they are animals. Which we're not even going to touch the fact that technically you're either racist or you're promoting bestiality.
I mean, yeah.
Pick one.
Yeah, pick one. Like,
yeah.
Like you're either promoting having sex with animals or they're sex slaves.
Did we ever like say anything about the whole like literally the whole Fein clan was wolves, and then one of mentioned. Them. Okay.
Yeah, they're literally just wolves turned into humans, and because the main angel dude turned them into humans, he can do whatever the fuck he wants with them, including giving them as objects and possessions to his kids to fuck.
Yep.
Like, that is straight up what that is.
My series wasn't even about race or racism. It was actually a different social issue, but we'll get to that.
Honestly,
But
I
no, I've
may not
never
even
used
finish.
racist slurs in my life. And Pixel, I've shown you pictures of my exes before I started YouTube.
A lot of different nationalities.
Multiple nationalities.
Why were you showing a child pictures of your exes? What? Why?
Yeah, okay, that's ew. Okay. Other people agree. This is definitely ew.
You.
Oh my god.
A lot of my friends are of different ethnicity and nationalities. A lot of them, in fact. Yes, I am white. I'm a white female. But I have lots of friends who are multiple.
Stop pulling that card! She's not pulling that card!
Wait, what card's she pulling?
I have friends who are black, okay? I'm not racist. I have friends. I fucked black people. I'm not racist. Jesus fucking God.
I'm sorry, but like, oh my god. That caught me off guard.
That literally is the argument that's happening. That's literally the argument that's happening. Oh God. That just is the argument.
Nationalities, ethnicities, and I'm happy for them. My own family is different, has different ethnicities. My best friend, my cousin, like my bloodborne cousin, she's Asian. But
I see.
Go on.
Calling me a racist, but a lot of my friends and family.
My friends are black, therefore I can't be racist, guys. Oh wow.
No way.
I hope she's not becoming a YouTube Karen.
Oh
Because that's what this argument is sounding like right now.
Oh, it's just straight up what it is.
It is. It is. Oh my god.
Is of a different race. Okay. Please tell me where I was racist. Please.
I have.
Homophobe.
I've said it repeatedly. I've said repeatedly how you were. What do you mean? Show where you're
Videos.
Okay, no. I'll show where you're racist. Okay, all right. Okay. Here, and here, and here, and here. No, hang on. Yeah, and then
All
here,
33 of them,
and here, and here. Well, maybe not that one because I don't think Arya was in that one. And here, and here, and here. Wait, no, she would also. It would also would have been racist in this one because Matsuki's there. And here, and here, and here, and here, and oh, also that one, and there, and there, and there.
One's
and
literally
there.
called table
Not as
scraps.
much that one. Also, not as much that one. But also both of those. And here. And here, you know, they have literally like a seating table, and the Fanes have to sit elsewhere from the rest of the people. They're like, you know, segregated from everyone else. And here, and here, and here, and here, and here. Not as much this one because that was about a whole separate problem. But it also was that one, honestly, if you really think about it. and here, and here, and this one too. It's crazy. Your entire series, Arya, is racist as shit. What do you mean?
Does
Where?
that say there's one video unlisted at the top?
Oh yeah, so I guess there's also another video that's never been posted that is also racist, probably. My fucking god.
A person who has extreme fear or
Anyone who's using the dictionary, the dictionary definition of homophobia and transphobia, I'm gonna be honest, or like, racism or anything like that. Yeah, you're probably those things. The fact that you had to look up the dictionary definition of homophobia and racist to prove you're not. Is just false. Also, you can be homophobic and be gay. Fun fact. You can. You can say really fucking homophobic and do really homophobic things and be gay. The same thing as you can be a racist piece of shit and be of another ethnicity. It's fucking wild. So this doesn't actually prove anything. None of this proves anything. I'm not even going to keep this document. Because you know what? It ain't fucking worth my time. I'm going to delete this. It's gone. Move to trash. That's what you are, Arya. You're trash.
Like of gay people. I am a part of the LGBT community.
I'm gay. I can't make homophobic statements. I can't do homophobic things. I can't make gay people uncomfortable.
I've been dating girls since I was 6.
Just saying, I have never seen a person actually be afraid. It's usually the dislike. If it was the afraid, it would be far funnier.
Like, to be quite straight up honest, homophobia is beyond just the dislike and extreme fear of gay people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's so much more to that definition. This is just the base definition. Dislike can mean many things. So doing something like encouraging two gay couples to stay in the closet so that other people don't get angry at them, that would count as homophobia, which is what you did. And you know what? I will even prove it. Come over here. Let's go. Another adventure. Let's go. Where is it? Let's see. Playlist, because it's going to be the easiest way to find this. Playlist, Dire Emergence. Let's go. All right. Where is it?
What site shows this videos of all these
No,
videos?
it's going to be a little bit before this. Maybe that's the privated video. Is this it? I think it might be this video.
You're swimming.
Yep, it's this video. This one. This one right here. This one.
Who was even in this one?
A lot of people were in this one, including, I think, like, Ark.
Oh, yeah.
I know. I know Microwave was here. I know Goat was here. I don't really know who else. And honestly, I don't want to re-listen to her voice any more than I have to here. But yeah, if you want to go see it, there's your video. Near the end, it kind of gets like encouraged by the other characters that like maybe they shouldn't do it in front of certain people. Like it gets heavily encouraged that they should basically just stay in the closet, and it was very uncomfortable and unnecessary to the plot. Honestly, like very unnecessary to the plot. That didn't need to happen.
The plot for that episode was what? My character find like Matsuki and everything, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh my god.
16 years old. And I'm definitely open in dating any gender. I'm omnisexual.
Oh, yes. And that definitely means I cannot be... You know what? I don't really want to hear about your sexuality.
Okay. We've gone over the definitions of pedophile, racist, homophobe. My diagnosis.
And you fit the first three beautifully.
That's the big one. We've gone over my proof, visual proof that I am not a pedophile. Issues that were addressed. Also, I'm also demisexual. I have like, like I had all confetti and people.
I'm skipping some of this at this point.
Towards Pandy. Also contributed over $600.
So hold up.
Towards Pandy and their cause.
So because she has spent over $630 on stuff for me.
Yeah, but me, Moon, and I were all thinking like, oh, she wants you to refund this. It's like, there's no way you're going to refund this.
Well, I'm not gonna. She can't legally do shit anyway.
Yeah, she did it on her own behalf that she spent it.
Oh, and it's all stuff she bought. But, the thing that I'm like, how does this mean that she's not a pedophile? And she's not a shit person? If anything, the fact that she spent $600 on someone is, in like less than a year, a bit obsessive, friend. Maybe,
And their live streams, I made inappropriate comment. That we went over, the nasty bit or whatever. That was inappropriate. I'll admit it. It was.
You never admitted to anything.
Inappropriate of me, and I'm sorry to anybody that found it offensive.
All right, you know what? At this point, I'm done. I literally cannot handle any more of this video. Look, listen. There's literally no other proof. I genuinely. It's just this notepad for the rest of the time, isn't it?
And he's talking about characters, I believe, so...
There's no reason Kirito should be involved in this. No reason Tater or Star should have been mentioned in this. This proves nothing.
This probably could have been like a 30-minute or 20-minute video, honestly.
Oh, easily. But she's got to do the character facts, you know? She's got to prove she's not a bad person.
She's got to prove that we were wrong about the characters she told us about.
I bet she's going to go off about how their relationships were fine and whatever. And you know what? I don't fucking care.
Or like that she changed them like 50 times.
Yeah, I don't fucking care. It doesn't change what happened. It doesn't change what did exist. And just because she's going to change them now doesn't change anything that happened. It also doesn't change the situations that we got put in, whether or not she intended them or not, repeatedly. There were so many people that did express discomfort or didn't and just kind of went along with it that shouldn't have had to because they were minors, that this was fucking ridiculous. I don't know what she's thinking. I don't know what she was thinking. There's no rational reason for this. None. Listen, at this point, if you think Ari is not a pedophile, then pop off, I guess. There's too much fucking evidence to say otherwise, and her video literally says nothing. In fact, if anything, this video is just entirely proof that she has groomed Clayton. That she is still grooming Clayton. And it's disgusting, it's vile, and guess what? She's a monster. I'm going to continue to say it. I don't know what you want from me. Other than just, this is nasty as shit. This behavior isn't okay, and I will never condone behavior like this. In fact, I will continue to actively call it out. I'm sick and tired of this shit.
Proof.
There is literally no proof. She's got no proof. She knows she's got no proof. So she's sitting here using character proof as if that's going to do any good. You want the proof of all this shit? Literally, there's videos, there are screenshots, there's everything. I am so sick and tired of being here and dealing with this. I'm so sick and tired of having to have this argument because obviously someone doesn't fucking get it. If she literally just admitted she was wrong at the beginning of this, we would have... Yeah, there's more than, like, 5 witnesses. There's, like, 7 at this point. There's no reason that this is, like, still, like, oh, there's no proof. Yeah, this is already like a 3-hour video. I'm so sorry, guys. But we'll probably end it there because I legitimately can't tolerate watching any more of this. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a awesome day. I know this kind of sucks, but this is, I guess, where we're at. And TTFN. Bye-bye.